Hi guys, hi ladies, yes, we can finally do it. Our stylus arrived today for 78 RPM play for the foreigners. So we can that's my mates, I'll look at that in a bit. Got all this lot in a bit. Let's get on with the meat of the thing, so we can deal with all this later. I see, I'm doing it now guys. Are we out live? Yeah, we are. I'm doing it now because I won't be able to do it tonight because it get too late. And by the time I get to it, young Tommy will have gone to bed and stuff like that, so we can't do it. So we're not going to do it tonight, we're going to do it now. And yes, this is something I've wanted to do for a long time. Put this here so because I'm going to have to sit away from the thing so I can get to the record player. Right, so we need to go to the camera. Let's go to the camera we want. Camera 2. There we go. Now let's get this in position. Only so far we can move it because of the fucking lead. Need to do something about sorting that out. I mean, mind you, if I just lift this up a minute, guys, if I just lift that up, we're caught up somewhere. Fucking hell, give us a minute. Give us a minute. We're caught under. Fucking hell, we're caught under that reel to reel. Caught under the head cover on that bloody reel to reel. How am I managed to get caught under that? Lift it off them. Just put my hand under there. There we are. Now, I would like, can I turn it that way? Let me just push these legs in a minute and see if we can just get that over that. There you are, we can. Pull that back out. There you go. Right, that's right now. Now where are we caught up now? Don't think we're caught up pretty much anywhere now. Right, just like to get things right. We're still caught on something. Right, that's us. What about now? Caught on all sorts of shit down here. There you go. That's as good as we're going to get. Let's get the camera onto the record player. There we go. Right. There we go, that's as good as we can get. I trust you can all hear me, guys. Right, so what we've got this afternoon, we've got a bit of a treat. We're going to play some for some of my George Formby collection. There we go. What I want to do is turn the mat upside down, see if it's easier to get the records off. That's a bit of a pain in the arse. Might be easy upside down. Let's try it. If it's not, we can put it back the other way. That's a bit of a pain to lift the records off. No, it makes no difference. I still have to lift the edge of the mat up to get them off because I've got no fingernails. And I'm not shoving anything under there to lift them. Right. Right, we're going to start off with this one, guys. Well, actually, no we won't. No we won't. We'll start off with the earliest recording I've got of George. I believe it to be the earliest. and it's a song called, well, it's two that we're going to play, but we're going to start off with this one, which I believe is one of his really early ones, and this is called Levi's Monkey Mike. Now Levi, it's a bit rough this, but it'll play. It's not cracked. Now this is on the Decca label. Most of George Formby's were on Regal's Onophone. Anyway, we've got, let's see. Now Levi's Monkey Mike is one of his earliest recordings, and it was used. It was actually used in a very early television animation, I believe, by a young student who animated it. The video's on YouTube. I think what's his name? Frank Skinner talks about it and shows a clip. But yeah, here we go. Let's go for it, guys. This is Levi's Monkey Mike, and this is actually the B-side. It's a bit rough there.
It came from Tipperary, so they call that Monkey Mike. Oh, Levi's Monkey Mike, what a funny creature. He went into the church one day and bid the local preacher. The organist, the stipper stance, joined the rest of Marble Arch. It was he played the wedding march, Levi's Monkey Mike. You've heard about a captain who has just gained great renown. He played his ukulele while the ship was going down. But some of you may not have heard the most important fact of someone who was there and did a very gallant act. It was Levi's Monkey Mike. With that good ship he was sailing, alive upon the ocean waves had always been his failing. A fact we know is very plain. The ship went down in the angry main. Who was it pulled it up again? Levi's Monkey Mike. About a nice young man whose Christian name was Bill. She looked so sweet and peaceful as she lay there, I declare. And through the open window came a great big bunch of hair. It was Levi's Monkey Mike, the cheeky little duffer. He chewed up all her lipstick and he pinched a powder puffer. When in her dream she acted queer and whispered, darling, down my ear. Who was it? Answered, all right, dear, Levi's Monkey Mike. Now once we had the parliament, but it would never go. So they filled it up with animals out of the Formby show. The lion was prime minister, the donkey was disposed. They wanted the Lord Chancellor, so somebody proposed Levi's Monkey Light, and he proved quite a good one. He taxed the laces in our boots and taxed our Christmas pudding. Now working man just give a fear, we're all right now, so never fear. Who's going to take the tax of fear? Levi's Monkey Mike.
What about that, guys? Yeah, it survived all these years. It's a bit rough, but it plays. We're going to have the other side of that, because the other side of this was the B-side, but the other side was actually George Formby's first big hit, believe it or not. I can't remember what year, because they don't date 78, which is a bloody shame. They should have put the date on them, but they didn't. Right, and this is Sitting on the Ice at the Ice Rink. And this was also from the film Icy Ice. tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to give that a bit more weight just in case it needs it. Because these were designed to be played on gramophones. Let's give it up the weight a bit. We'll give it, well, the most we can give it is 3. Right. Can't go any more than 3. Got anybody in? Just me.
Now I go there most every night and sometimes take a wife. I've never had so many ups and downs in all my life since I've been sitting on the ice in the ice rink. Sitting on the ice with my skates off. It's the finest fun I've ever had. Put it on the ice, it'll never go bad. There's lots of nice young ladies and how I like to tease them. If they don't give way or say okay, I sit them on the ice and freeze them. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. We have some fun on the run in a one-horse open sleigh. Now once I went out walking with a pretty little miss. She said, I like you very much and gave me one big kiss. She was a perfect little blonde and not so very old. She let me hold her in my arms and by gum she was cold 'cause she'd been sitting on the ice in the ice rink. Sitting on the ice with the skates off. Oh, how hot she must have felt. She sat upon the ice and the ice began to melt. She was so young and pretty. What a blow that fall had dealt her. For we couldn't pick her up in the ordinary way. We had to bring a fire and melt her. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. We had some fun on the run in a one-horse open sleigh. Last night I went out for a drink down to the Cherry Tree. I didn't go there by myself, I took some pals with me. We landed home at 2:30. I rang the front door bell. The wife said, where've you been? And I said, you can go to bed 'cause I've been sitting on the ice in the ice rink. Sitting on the ice with my skates off. It's the finest fun I've ever had. Put it on the ice, it'll never go bad. The buttons bust off my trousers. I got into such a tangle. I said, heaven have the sailors on a night like this and never let your braces dangle.
Yeah, and that was his first big hit. It's a bit rough, that record. I am on the lookout for another one if one pops up, but probably don't. I don't expect it to. And those who've got them, keep them. I have got another pile in the over on the near the Clark and Smith. We'll do them in another video. We'll just do what's in the case for now. Right, what else have we got? Let me just turn my chair around a bit. There we go. What else have we got? Plenty of them, that's for sure. Right, where's my glasses? I hate putting glasses on because you have to look for them. What have we got here? Oh yeah, well we've got to have this, haven't we, guys? This is probably the most popular. George Formby did over 200 recordings, and this is probably the most popular one of all. He worked all over the world and he could never get off the stage without singing 3 songs, and this is one of them. See, that one's a lot better.
I'm leaning on the lamp. Maybe you think I look a tramp, or you may think I'm hanging round to steal a car. But no, I'm not a crook. And if you think that's what I want, I'll tell you why I'm here and what my motives are. I'm leaning leaning on a lamppost at the corner of the street in case a certain little lady by. Oh me, oh my, I hope the little lady comes by. I don't know if she'll get away, she doesn't always get away, but anyhow I know.
I've just put it into mono.
Oh me, oh my, I hope the little lady comes by. There's no other girl.
Hey, we've got somebody in.
But this one would break any day fall. I won't have to ask.
Hello, Ridley.
She won't
Hi,
leave,
mate.
but she's not a girl like that.
Oh, you're
she's
good.
Absolutely wonderful and marvelous and beautiful, and anyone can understand why. I'm leaning on a lamppost at the corner of the street in case a certain little lady passes by. I'm leaning on the lamppost at the corner of the street in case a certain little lady comes by. Oh me, oh my, I hope the little lady comes by. I don't know if she'll get away, she doesn't always get away, but anyhow I know that she'll try. Oh me, oh my, I hope the little lady goes. Bum, there's no other girl I could wait for, but this one I'd break any day for. I won't have to ask what she's late for. She wouldn't leave me flat, she's not a girl like that. Oh, she's absolutely wonderful and marvelous and beautiful, and anyone can understand why. I'm leaning on a lamppost at the corner of the street in case a certain little lady passes by.
And how about that, eh? It actually sounds alright, this. It's slightly above 78, but then again 78, it was never, ever, ever, ever spot on anyway. Right. Let's just turn my leg around a bit, there we go. Put my glasses on, get back into my case. Yeah. I've had these for many years, guys, most of them. I'm not going to play all of them. I mean, there's some I don't want to play. I don't mind, but... Oh, here's one. Let's have this one. This one's got his wife on it as well, Beryl. It's called Does Your Dream Book Tell You That? And not a lot of people have probably heard this one. But this has got his wife on it. I think she wrote it, I don't know, but it's got his wife on it.
Hello, Beryl.
You look tired. What's the reason?
You're the reason.
Why?
You know, I can't sleep at night for dreaming about you.
Oh, do you dream about me terribly, George?
Oh, horribly.
That's funny. I've been dreaming such a lot. Such awful dreams I've had.
You've been sleeping on both sides at once. For a young girl, that sounds bad.
A dream book I've bought and it's useful too.
Well, tell me some things that the book tells you.
I dreamt you stayed out all the night till dawn at someone else's flat.
Now, where did I leave my new pyjama suit? Does your dream book tell you that?
My dream book tells me that I'm going to wed a wealthy aristocrat.
And will you stitch the patches on this country seat? Does your dream book tell you that?
Someday I may prove that dreams come true.
Some night you might have a nightmare if you do.
When winter comes, I'm going to place my feet on the part where you're most fat.
I always tell dreamboat tell you that?
My brother's going to pay for my new dress, going to pay for my new hat.
Hey Mark,
Is he going to pay me
and Bernie,
back
everybody
with
at Four Wheels Wobble.
Does your dreamboat tell you
Is it Four
that?
Wheels Wobble? Yeah.
Someday I may prove that dreams come true.
Some night you might have a nightmare if you do.
I'm going with the captain to the 3-hour ball. Yes, I know what I'm at.
And you're going with the bundle to the 3 brass balls. Does your dreamboat tell you that?
My granddad bought himself a new sports car. It can do 100 flat.
But what will happen if the brakes don't work? Does your dreamboat tell you that?
I dreamt you visited a nudist camp. Didn't even wear your hat.
And I promised all the girls I'd go again next week. Does your dreamboat tell you that?
Someday I may prove that dreams come true.
Some night you might have a nightmare if you do.
My sister's got a lovely bouncing boy, so chubby and so fat.
But who is the father of the blinking kid? Does your dreamboat tell you that?
Yeah, how about that? Oh. How about that, hey guys? Yeah, I bet nobody's heard that for a long time. I've never seen that released on any other... I've never seen that song released anywhere except on this. There you go. I'm not going to play B-sides unless I really actually like the B-side, because I want to squeeze in as many A-sides as possible. Yeah. Yeah, we've got. I'll come back to chat in a minute, guys. Let me just get my fingers in. I mean, these. There we go. What's on this one? I can't remember, but they're not in any order, these are just in the case. Guarding the home of the home guard, and I wish I was back on the farm. That was from the film Spare a Copper, it tells you. I wish I was back on the farm, film Spare a Copper. And Guarding the Home of the Home Guards, that wasn't in any film as far as I'm aware. It doesn't say. So we'll have that one.
Now behold in me an LDV, for battle I'm just yearning, doing my best like all the rest to keep the old fires burning. Each evening stiff a start, up and down the street I'm broad. I'm guarding the home of the home guards, guarding the home guards home. Steady and strong all night long, doing what I'm told and I can't go wrong. Lots of ladies I salute, but one old dame was rather cute. She wanted to see me parachute while guarding the home guards home. When I shout, oh, their knees all knock. If they don't stand just like a rock, they get it where the monkey got the clock. Guarding the home guards home. I'm guarding the home of the home guards, guarding the home guards home. All night long, steady and strong, doing what I'm told and I can't go wrong. The girls are fond of me, no doubt, but last night one of them gave a shout. She saw me pulling my bayonet out, guarding the home guards home. One evening as an LDV, some German soldiers I did see. They ran like hell, but they couldn't catch me, guarding the home guards home. What to do with it, guarding the home guards home. We had the visit you can guess from members of the ATS. Now the ATS
yes, he did have an interest in motorbikes, and he also liked playing with, messing about with clocks as well. He liked taking clocks apart and putting them back together. Yeah, he had a few interests apart from his day job, which was doing this and doing movies. You know. Yeah. This sleeve's knackered. There we go. Get in. Careful not to break the record putting it back in. What we got here? Serves You Right. Yeah, this is a nice record. This is out of. I might play both sides of this. Both of these songs on this are out of from the film Bell Bottom George. And what we'll do, we'll start off with the opening song of the film. We'll start off with the other side. Because we might as well, and then we'll play the other side afterwards. And this is Swim Little Fishy.
Now once upon a time, there was a little fish, and he lived in a long, long stream. And to make his way to the great wide world was this little fish's dream. So a wise old trout, who'd been about, advised him what to do. Now he said fish's wishes won't come true if they dream the whole day through. So swim, little fish, swim on. Swim, little fish, swim on. We're two ambitious fishes, you and I. We'll get our wishes if we try, try, try. Swim, little fish, swim on. Swim, little fish, swim on. Blow little bubbles all the long day through. Show little troubles that they can't stop you. For everything in life worthwhile is hard to get, my friend. So don't give up and don't give in. It's worthwhile in the end. Swim, little fish, swim on. Swim, little fish, swim on. Swim, little fella, till your dreams come true. You'll meet the very little fish for you. You can be happy if you swim, 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 little fish, swim on. Swim, little fish, swim on. Swim, little fish, swim on. If you are weary at the river mouth, ask for a lift upon the next wave sound. Swim, little fish, swim on. Swim, little fish, swim on. Be very careful and you'll find it pays. Mind how you cross the gulf and look both ways. A chap can get a good square meal and all that he can wish. The wise fish goes to Smoky Roads, a good pulling for fish. Swim, little fish, swim on. Swim, little fish, swim on. Always remember mother's good advice. Steer clear of fishes who are not quite nice. Do nothing fishy, fishy, swim, 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 little fish, swim on. Okay.
And there we go, guys. Yeah. Yeah, 1961 he died. Yeah, the only 7-inch single he ever made was one side of it was Banjo Boy and the other side of it was Happy Go Lucky Me. Let's play the B-side. Well, it's not a B-side, there isn't a B-side on some of these because the both sides are just as good.
Ever since the days of old, the navies ruled the waves. For years they've told the world the Britons never shall be slaves. The navy still remembers and you'll often hear them say what Nelson told Napoleon upon Trafalgar Day. It serves you right, you shouldn't have joined it, jolly well serves you right. It It serves you right, you shouldn't have joined, you might have been sitting time. You might have been in Civil Street instead of in the fight. But it serves you right, you shouldn't have joined, it jolly well serves you right. And it's no use kicking up a row, because you're nobody's sweetheart now. You can weep and sigh and pipe your eye, but still you're in the fight. It serves you right, you shouldn't have joined, it jolly well serves you right. I wouldn't mind the Navy if the blinking ship was still. It's all this bobbing up and down that makes me feel so ill. The sea's alright for sharks and whales and things the like of that, but I'd rather stick me marlin spike in Ilkley Beaubatat. But it serves me right, I shouldn't have joined, it jolly well serves me right. It serves me right, I shouldn't have joined, I might have been sitting tight. When I was cleaning windows I would keep them nice and bright, but now I'm polishing photos, rubbing them up with all my might. And it's no use kicking up around, because I'm nobody's sweetheart now. One day up in the crow's nest I was feeling bright and gay, till the captain shouted, "Don't come down, we're taking the ship away." I used to be a chimney sweep in dear old Wigan town. I used to do the ladies down the street for half a crown, but now I don't get nothing for the little jobs I do. I wish I was in Wigan sweeping Mrs. Jones's blue. But it serves me right, I shouldn't have joined, it jolly well serves me right. It serves me right, I shouldn't have joined, I might have been sitting tight. I thought in every port I'd get a cuddle every night, but all I've done is cuddle a gun and work up an appetite. And it's no use kicking up around, because I'm nobody's sweetheart now. There's a draft around me fore and aft, me jumper's much too tight. I've got barnacles on me binnacle and it bloody well serves me right.
There we go, guys, another one. We'll play a few more, I think. Why not, eh? And if anybody's thinking of giving me a content match for these, don't even bother, because I'll protest. I'll appeal it because they're in the public domain. These records are all in the public domain. Anybody can use the material. There is no reason why, because they're all out of copyright. All George Formby material is. I've had that tried before. Here, me little stick of Blackpool Rock. We'll play the B. May play the B side of this as well. See how I feel. There's two versions of this. There's two different ones, because one's got a different B side.
Off to the sea I go. I don't care if I do spend a pound. I'm rather rash, I know. See me dressed like all the sports, in my blazer and a pair of shorts, with me little stick of Blackpool Rock. Along the promenade I stroll. It may be sticky, but I never complain. It's nice to have a nibble at it now and again. Every day, wherever I stray, the kids all round me flock. One afternoon, the band conductor up on the stand somehow lost his bat and it flew out of his hand. So I jumped in this place and then conducted the band with me little stick of Blackpool Rock. With me little stick of Blackpool Rock. Along the promenade I stroll. In my pocket it got stuck, I could tell, 'cause when I pulled it out, I pulled my shirt off as well. Every day, wherever I stray, the kids all round me flock. A girl while bathing come to me, my wits had to use. She cried, I'm drowning, and to save me you won't refuse. I said, well, if you're drowning, then I don't want to lose my little stick of Blackpool rock. With my little stick of Blackpool rock, along the promenade I strolled. In the ballroom I went dancing each night. No wonder every girl I danced with stuck to me tight. Every day, wherever I stray, the kids all round me flock. A fella took me photograph, it cost 1 and 3. I said when it was done, is that supposed to be me? You properly mucked it up, the only thing I can see is my little stick of Blackpool rock.
Right. What's the B-side of that one? I think it's Lancashire Hot Pot Swingers. Yeah, let's play this. Because the other one, I'll sit in the rack over there because there's no room in the case for it. I'll get the other one out of some next time and we'll play the B-side of that.
There's a band of syncopators and they're all first-raters. Every night incitement is intense. When the leader waves his baton, you want to keep your hat on. It's like a hurricane when they commence. It's a real hot rhythm band. It's the finest in the land. The Lancashire Hot Pot Swingers. Of instruments they've quite a few. A trombone, handbone, wishbone too. The Lancashire Hot Pot Swingers. They swing high and low. For all they are worth, they ought to take another swing and swing up the earth. At dance halls they make such a din. The floor gives way and the roof falls in on the Lancashire Hot Pot Swingers. The drummer bangs his drum with pride. You'd think his missus was inside with the Lancashire Hot Pot Swingers. My music's upside down one set, so he plays it standing on his head with the Lancashire Hot Pot Swingers. They swing high and low, for all they are worth. They ought to take another swing and swing up the earth. You ought to hear them playing Faust. They play it better when they're soused. The Lancashire Hot Pot Swingers. The cornet player no longer blows, so he plays his cornet through his nose with the Lancashire Hot Pot Swingers. The crooner, we bought him a wreath because he swallowed his false teeth with the Lancashire Hot Pot Swingers. They swing high and low, for all they are worth. They ought to take another swing and swing up the earth. They broadcast once but holy snakes, with 3 typhoons and 4
that's another one that you wouldn't really hear because, you know, it didn't find its way as far as I know. Because they only really put the popular ones on the CDs or the records. They don't really, you know, the ones that were on the opposite side, the B side, if you like. They didn't really put them on because they weren't that popular, were they? Well, nobody really knew them. And I mean, one day my time's going to come to an end with these records, obviously. See what else we've got. Don't fancy that one. Not today anyway. That's out in the Middle East. Let's see if we can find something else. Yeah, I like them all, but the Window Cleaner number 2. Let's play that. We've got the first one as well. This was a follow-up to Window Cleaner, to when I'm cleaning windows.
You've heard about my capers when windows I've to clean. Now I'd like to tell you of a few more things I've seen. I've seen Miss Thompson in her flat take off her shoes, her coat and hat. I've seen her take off more than that when I'm cleaning windows. At a ladies' school I call, and one girl flirts with me and all. But I'm insured in case I fall when I'm cleaning windows. All day up this ladder, I'm as busy as can be. It's not my fault I see a lot of things I shouldn't see. 2 overcrowded flats I've been, 16 in one bed I've seen, with the lodger tucked up in between. When I'm cleaning windows, old soldiers never die, they say, though I don't want to pass away. I kick the bucket every day when I'm cleaning windows. Through working at such dizzy heights, I dream about my job at night. I polish my wife's thingamy-tights and think I'm cleaning windows. All day up this ladder, I'm as busy as can be. It's not my fault I see a lot of things I shouldn't see. The newlyweds at number 6, somehow the curtains they can't fix. They play some lovely parlour tricks when I'm cleaning windows. Now lots of girls I've had to jilt, oh they admire the way I'm built. It's a good job I don't wear a kilt when I'm cleaning windows. At the coronation I'll commence to work where crowds are very dense. I'll let me stand for 18 pence instead of cleaning windows. All day up this ladder I'm as busy as can be. It's not my fault I see a lot of things I shouldn't see. At 8 o'clock a girl she wakes, at 8:05 a bath she takes, at 8:10 my ladder breaks when I'm cleaning windows.
Yeah. Yeah. What a lovely record. Oh well, on to the next one. I mean, this is all about playing the records, not about me yapping on. If I think of any trivia, or if you guys, like Mark has, think of any trivia that you think we might be interested in knowing, then let us know, yeah? I mean, I knew about the motorbikes and stuff, and when he died and stuff like that, of course, you know. But, yeah, you know, not everybody does, so it was nice that Mark mentioned that. Couple of facts. What else have we got here? When We Feather Our Nest, that was from Feather Your Nest. Not play that one. I'm trying to play ones that you don't really get to hear. Let's play this one. This is another one that Beryl's not in this one, but she wrote this one. So we'll have a listen to this. This is Imagine Me on the Maginot Line.
You should see me out in France, wearing my tin hat. Mid-shot and shell, it's worse than, well, it's even worse than that. Now imagine me
Julie,
in the Maginot Line, sitting on a mine in the Maginot Line. Now it's turned out nice again.
Oh, you're good, honey.
Life is fine. French girls make a fuss of me. I'm not French if you can see, but I know what they mean when they say wee wee. Down on the Maginot Line. Now imagine me in the Maginot Line, sitting on a mine in the Maginot Line. Now it's turned out nice again. The army life is fine. The enemy we had to chase, but my gun got out of place. I went and shot the colonel in the base, down on the Maginot Line. It's turned out nice again. The army life is fine. At night myself to sleep I sing. To my old tin hat I cling. I have to use it now for everything. Down on the Maginot Line. Now imagine me in the Maginot Line, sitting on a mine in the Maginot Line. Now it's turned out nice again. The army life is fine. Suddenly a pain I felt. A doctor on my tummy knelt. He slapped a poultice underneath me belt, right on the Maginot Line. His secret weapons Tommy rod. You ought to see what the sergeant's got. Down on the Maginot Line. Down on the Maginot Line.
Oops. Might help if I let it turn off first. Being a bit quick there, guys. Yeah, it's got a chip in this record. I never noticed that. But at least yeah, it has. It's got a little chip in it there. And it doesn't affect it because you can just put it on like I did anyway. So, yeah. Never noticed that before, and I've had that record for years. A little chip in it. Alright, what have we got here? Daredevil Dick. I mean, a lot of these are ones that you wouldn't really get to hear because I have to put it on manually because it doesn't have a 10-inch setting sprites, which is stupid, really. Daredevil Dick. Yeah, he's a bit cooler today, Julie.
I'm known as one of the clique. A bit of a gangster, a terror to all. The lads call me Daredevil Dick. I'm fond of a fight, over fighting I gloat. I'm always the first to hold anyone's coat. Daredevil Dick, off to Everett Rick. Daredevil Dick, that's me. Only last week without saying a word, I travelled first class when my ticket was third. I'm a demon, I'm a devil, me care, full of villainy. Full fare on me ticket, they soon made me pay, but I got me own back the very next day. I bought 2 first-class tickets and walked all the way. Daredevil Dick, that's me. Daredevil Dick up to every trick. Daredevil Dick, that's me. With a girl on a raft, I was wrecked on the seas. I was in a short shirt, she wore a chemise, oyster signal. Soon she started to shout and save us from the sea. I took off my shirt, they won't see that she raved. So I grabbed a chemise on a masted to wave. When she smiled I said, gee, I don't want to be saved. Daredevil Dick, that's me. Daredevil Dick, oh, to every trick. Daredevil Dick, that's me. For a picnic I went with Miss Sweetie one day. We romped in the fields and we sat in the hay. It was lovely till she cried in alarm. There's a bumblebee. Oh, be brave and find it. I shouted out where. She said where I'm sitting, it's underneath there. I got stung on the hand, but I didn't care. Daredevil Dick, that's me.
Right, I'm finally got the chat back on. Sounds full enough. What amp and speakers are you using there, Andy? I'm using the Rogers amp as always. The Rogers what is it? A70. A76 or is can't see it. A75. The Rogers A75 Series 2. They did a Series 1. The Series 1 had 5 pinned in sockets. This has got RCA sockets. Right. And the speakers I'm using are they're actually Goodmans. They're modern Goodmans, but they're Goodmans. They're not bad. It's the same setup I use for everything else, guys. Same setup I use for everything. I'm trying to just find stuff. Where's, what do you call it? I mean, there's that many in here. There's too many really, I should take a few out. Yeah, Frank on his tank. We don't hear that one, do we?
Our Frank has joined the tank corps and means to do his bit. He's wide awake and no mistake, he's absolutely it. Oh, he does look a swank, does Frank on this tank. He does look a swank, does Frank. See him dashing along with the clickety-clickety-clank. He hasn't done much fighting yet, quite new are his tops. He's only knocked down policemen and run over 14 dogs. But he does look a swank, does Frank on his tank. He does look a swank, does Frank, without his hat on. He does look a swank, does Frank. He dashed through a laundry and came out banging foam. With a pair of ladies, what's her names, he kept the engine warm. He did look a swank, did Frank on his tank. He did look a swank, did Frank, he made a bloomer. He did look a swank, did Frank. Oh, he does look a swank, does Frank on his tank. He does look a swank, does Frank. See him dashing along with the clickety-clickety-clank. One night with a girl, 4 hours inside he sat. It's the first time that he used his tank for anything like that. But he did look a swank with his girl in the tank. He did look a swank, did Frank. He popped the question. He did look a swank. Frank. Oh, he does look a swank, the swank on this tank. He does look a swank, does Frank. See him dashing along with a clickety-clickety-clank. Outside the royal palace once he caused such a scene. The king of course saluted him, then whispered to the queen, he does look a swank, does Frank on this tank. He does look a swank, does Frank, give him a medal. He does look a swank, does Frank.
I won't get rid of my Rogers psychedelic. I like it too much, mate. I won't get rid of mine. I got mine fairly cheap. I think I gave 50 quid for 2 amps at Goldborn. The other one's a leak tuner amp which has got a fault on it, and this one had a fault. It was dead on one channel. The left channel was blown, so I replaced the 2 transistors in the output, replaced the fuses, and it's worked perfect ever since. Not done any capacitors or out like that. Just replaced them 2 transistors and replaced the fuses, and because the fuses are blown, so I thought, well, rather than mess about putting fuses in, I'll just check the transistors. I did, and they were blown. I think this is the Ukulele Man, the title's rubbed off. Riding in the TT Ray, I don't know. I don't know what this one is, because you could do with a bit of a clean. You've got to be careful how you clean 78s. I don't know what this one is.
There's a beautiful spot called the Isle of Man.
Oh yeah, it's called, yeah, it's that one, isn't it? What's, yeah, the Isle of Man it's called. Right, what we'll do, we'll play the other side, because this is actually from the film. Doesn't say it on here, but I know it is. It's from the film No Limit. MR 1932, this didn't come out in 1932. That's just a serial number, because these have got no dates on them, which is a shame really. This is 1940s. Because that's when he made most of his films. Scratch on that.
I once won first prize 2 and 6. I know all the dirt track dirty tricks. I'm a marvel when I'm out to win. In a 50-mile race I am the best. I ride 5 miles and skip the rest. So come along and see me riding in the DD races. Easier than hopscotch, reading all the top-notch essays.
one record I've got, and he actually plays what he used to call his practice piece in the middle of the record, and I think it was in my little snapshot album. Sure, it's in that one he does it. Yeah. Instead of putting an ordinary solo in there, he played his practice piece in the middle of it. Yeah, I'm sure it was in my little snapshot album. I can't remember, but it was in one of them. Yeah. What's this one? Hey. Yeah, there's my other little copy of Little Stick of Blackpool Rock. That's got ODM over on it. I'm not going to play it now, but we will. I thought it was over there in the other lot. It's not, it's here. Hold your hats on. Yeah, let's have that one. Yeah. They're actually in pretty good nick, these, considering. Yeah. It's a shame to just a shame they didn't put the dates on them. Yeah. Right, you work these out by the serial number. That one is CAR, is it? Yeah, CAR dot 6362, and the other one will be dot 6363. So that one there will be the this side will be the B side, and the other side will be the A side. So we'll play the A's. We'll play what we think is the A side. 31st seconds to needle and clean. 31st sailors.
Now there's a ship that's homeward bound and it's been to Timbuktu. And on that ship that's homeward bound there's a very thirsty crew. They've been on the wagon 60 days or more, and every night on the lower deck you'll hear the sailors roar. 30 thirsty sailors sailing on the sea. 30 thirsty sailors, they're as thirsty as can be. 30 thirsty sailors, they don't pant for love. 30 pints of foaming glory, all they're thinking of. You ho ho ho, and a bottle of rum puts air upon your chest. You'll hear 30 thirsty sailors, whole of beer is best in barrels. Soon they'll be in Formby, spending 10 bob notes, pouring pints of wallop down the thirsty 30 throats. 30 thirsty sailors sailing on the sea. 30 thirsty sailors, they're as thirsty as can be. Soon you'll hear loudspeakers shout with all their might, mothers, keep your girls at home, the fleet's lit up tonight. You ho ho ho, and a bottle of rum puts air upon your chest. You'll hear 30 thirsty sailors, whole of beer is best in barrels. If they throw a party, you'll hear bits of fluff shouting, where's me hat and things, the party's getting rough. 30 thirsty sailors sailing on the sea. 30 thirsty sailors, they're as thirsty as can be. When the battle's over, all the married men will go home and stoke the fire, then off to sea again. You ho ho ho, and a bottle of rum puts hair upon your chest. You'll hear 30 thirsty sailors, whole of beer is best in barrels. Girls will tell each other when the night is through, never was so much done for so many by so few.
let's put the other side of this one on. But these are ones that you don't really hear, guys. I mean, you know, because they weren't the popular ones that were actually used in the movies that he made. They were just, you know, records that were released back in the day. There we go.
It's time that we were saying cheerio. We hate to leave you, but we've got to go. But the sooner we hit the track, and the sooner we'll come back. And it won't be long before we say hello. Hold your hats on, toodaloo-daloo. Hold your hats on, we will see it through. Where the ocean's deeper and the beer is cheaper, hold your hats on, we've a job to do. So we roll for the foam, but we'll soon come sailing home. While the tide is turning, keep the home fire burning. Hold your hats on, toodaloo-daloo. We've a job to do, we'll be seeing you. Toodaloo-daloo. Hold your hats on, toodaloo-daloo. Hold your hats on, girls, I'm telling you. When the wind blows over your white cliffs of Dover, hold your hats on till the storm is through. In a squall, hey, you may fall right upon you, bless 'em all. Though the bad boy tartars may see your pink blushes, hold your hats on like the sailors do. If they get a view, just a thing or two. Toodaloo-daloo. Hold your hats on, toodaloo-daloo. Hold your hats on in the army too. If the sergeant's mustard, don't call him a custard. Hold your hats on, or the clink for you. When you plod, yes sir, when you plod, don't call him a silly fool. For that sergeant's snarling may be someone's darling. Hold your hats on when he's drilling you. Tell him what to do with his bayonet too. Toodaloo-daloo.
Yeah, they do. I've actually heard these on a nice Valve record player, and they do sound good. I normally play them on my Clark and Smith, and they sound great on there. I mean, I think they sound better on here because we're obviously using a magnetic cartridge, but obviously the sound is a bit better. But yeah, they do sound good. Played on a good quality record player or a good quality radiogram. You know, yeah, they do. I mean, they can never be accused of high fidelity, but that being said, we wouldn't get anything high fidelity until the 1950s, really. I'm trying to find out, what do you call it? I can't remember what it's. I'm trying to find that barmaid at the Rose and Crown. It's here somewhere. We'll play a couple more, I think. Have a few more. Why not, eh? Might as well. I'll tell you what, let's play this one. The wash house at the back. Let's play this one. Oh, that's in nice condition. Wow. That's in beautiful condition, that one.
lovely house and all. There's doors that lead into each room and floors between each wall. It's got 2 rooms upstairs and down and a wash house at the back. It costs another £half for the wash house at the back. It's nice and cozy, quite alright, to make it bright and nice and light. The whitewash walls are all washed white in the wash house at the back. We thought we'd stage a play one night in the wash house at the back, with the Virgin Queen all dressed in white in the wash house at the back. And then the King cried out so mad, I'll rob you of your power by Dad. And the Virgin Queen lost all she had in the wash house at the back. Our Thomas Cat will never stray from the wash house at the back. You'll always find him night and day in the wash house at the back. Though he's in love with each Mariah, to roam the tiles is no desire. So they all sit round the copper fire in the wash house at the back. That's where Pa told Ma the tale in the wash house at the back. Their marriage lines hang on a nail in the wash house at the back. Their honeymooning trip they broke and Mother shouted, it's no joke, his pyjamas suit she'd left her soaked in the wash house at the back. The flute I practice every night in the wash house at the back. It thrills our servant with delight in the wash house at the back. She's extra pretty, she's a beaut, on music too she's really cute. Now she loves to twiddle on my flute in the wash house at the back. An aeroplane nosedived one day near the wash house at the back. The one thing that got in its way was the wash house in the back. That aeroplane in our backyard smashed every fence and window pane, and it swooped up in the sky again with the wash house on its back.
Yeah, let's just look at the chat before we put the next one on. Yeah. I do like Tommy Steele, yes. Yeah, full frequency stereo. Yeah, it probably was. I mean, Bing Crosby was the first artist to record on tape. I do know that because he bankrolled a good quality tape, that is, because he bankrolled the Ampex. He bankrolled Ampex to develop a machine, and one of the conditions he put on his money was that he got to use it first. Chinese Blues. Oh, we've got to have Mr. Wu, haven't we? Chinese. This is actually the B-side, Chinese Blues. Let's have a listen to the A-side first. But I can't remember the A-side. I would have played it, but I can't remember it. Do-dee-dee-do, I think it's called. It's a long one. This is Nearly Fills the Record.
In modern music, some clever guy has started a brand new craze. A fella must put do-de-o-do into all these things or plays. Now some may think this foolish, but I'm not one of those. For I attach importance to those do-de-o-do-de-o-do. Now you can't be rich, you're poor instead, without the do-de-o-de-o-de-o-do. You can't make cakes and you can't make bread without the do-de-o-de-o-de-o-do. You need it in your music as any child.
Yeah, I'm not sure on that. I I'll have to check that out. I'll check that one out, Mary. I'm not sure. But Bing Crosby definitely did.
Now we take these champion boxers. There's a lot that we all know. Who fall on the ground in the second round to get the do-de-o-de-o-de-o-de-o-do. To get the do-de-o-de-o-de-o-do. Now you can't be rich, you're poor instead without the do-de-o-de-o-de-o-do. You can't make cakes and you can't make bread without the do-de-o-de-o-de-o-do. You even need it in your music, as any little child will know. The re, mi, fa, sol, la, all right, but what about the do-de-o-do? Now suppose you're keeping rabbit, you've a book, well maybe so. How can he raise a farmer?
Yeah, I didn't think it'd get to the end of that. Because I mean, they were cutting it fine really on that on the run out groove, as you can see. I'll just show you. They are cutting it fine right at the end there, guys. So yeah, and compared to the width of that run out groove, well, I prefer the B side. I wonder if they got them mixed up when they made it, because this side is way better. This is Mr. Wu, and as George Formby said, this fella will probably live for 100 years. Chinese blues, it's actually Chinese laundry blues, as George Formby said it was, but there we go.
Now Mr. Wu was a laundryman in a shop with an old green door. He dying all day, you're living away, he really makes me sore. He's lost his heart to a Chinese girl and his laundry's all gone wrong. All day he'll flirt, scorch your shirt, that's why I'm singing this song. Oh, Mr. Wu, what shall I do? I'm feeling kind of limehouse Chinese laundry blues. This funny feeling keeps round me stealing. Oh, won't you throw your sweetheart over too? My vest so short that it won't fit my little brother, and my new Sunday shirt has got a perforated rudder. Mr. Wu, what shall I do? I'm feeling kind of limehouse Chinese laundry blues. Now Mr. Wu, he's got a naughty eye that flickers. You ought to see it wobble when he's ironing ladies' blouses. Mr. Wu, what shall I do? I'm feeling kind of limehouse Chinese laundry blues. Now Mr. Wu, he's got a laundry kind of tricky. He starts me shirts and collars, but he never touched me waistcoat. Mr. Wu, what shall I do? I'm feeling kind of limehouse Chinese laundry blues.
Oh, pardon me, guys. That's just me chatting shit. Yeah, the B side on this is certainly better than the A side. I wonder if they got them mixed up in the when they were doing it. This case is knackered. The top comes out, the top's falling to bits. I don't carry it by its handle, it'll fall to bits. I don't want to risk dropping it. Makes me wonder actually, guys, what's going to happen to these records when I'm no longer here to look after them. Yeah, I've got to go somewhere, haven't they? The Lancashire, what? I've got to be in the mood for certain ones. Oh. And what I'll do, when I'm finished, I'll put a piece of paper or something as a bookmark so I know where we've been. Here's another one. We'll have this one. Here's another one, guys. And this one, Hillbilly Willie, has a different B-side to this. This one's got to get your photo in the press. Well, the other version of this, which I did have, but it got broke by accident. I had a crack in it anyway. It got broke. It's turned out nice again on the B-side, but we'll play Hillbilly Willie.
Ride 'em, cowboy. Give me the wild, wild, woolly west, the wild open spaces too. Breaking the track on the bony high, who lost one leg at Waterloo. With a gun in a holster and a pillow and a bolster and a mattress and enamel, what's her name? I'm a hillbilly Willie from the Cowheel Range, riding across the Wigan Plain. When I'm tired of the saddle, I get off the horse and paddle, then I get a cheap return and catch the train. I'm a hillbilly Willie from the Cowheel Range, riding across the Wigan Plain. With the feather duster on the bronco's tail, we can swish away the flies, yeah man! We gallop backwards up and down the trail to keep the dust out of our eyes. Once a mole got me guessing, and with me she started messing. Now me covered wagon now is not the same, because I'm hillbilly Billy from the Cowheel Range, riding across the Wigan Plain. Saloon bars, I stick up all the fag ends, then I pick up and the drinks they leave behind I quickly drain. I'm hillbilly Willie from the Cowheel Range, riding across the Wigan Plain. All the cattle I lasso 'em, then I cut 'em up and chew 'em, and I sell the skins for fourpence down the main. Yeah, ma'am, I'm hillbilly Willie from the Cowheel Range, riding across the Wigan Plain. Yippee! With the feather duster on the bronco's tail, we can swish away the flies. We gallop backwards up and down the trail to keep the dust out of our eyes. There's a dame, she's got some daughters, they've got lovely big hindquarters, and their ups and downs are nearly twice the same. They fall for hillbilly Willie of the Cowheel Range, riding across the Wigan Plain.
There we go, guys. Yeah, it makes me wonder what'll happen to these when I'm no longer here. I mean, yeah, I'll probably, if I find out anything's going to happen to me, I'll pass them on. I won't leave them to my daughter because I know they'll only just probably get thrown away or something. So I'll probably leave them to the George Formby Society. Probably, hang on a minute, let's see if we can get that further down. There we go. Trying to find that, what do you call it? I can't remember what it's called. Would that be knew what it was called? I've got one called You Can't Go Wrong in These. I can't remember where that is. It's in here somewhere. That was from, what was that film? I think it was from It's Turned Out Nice Again. It's when he worked in the fucking lingerie factory, wasn't it? Played a character working in a lingerie factory. Yeah, let's play this. Down the old coal hole. This is another one you don't really hear, isn't it? It needs a clean. Down the old coal hole. This is not from a film, so while this is playing, I'm going to go and have a quick pee and get a cold drink.
Georgie was a miner and one day it came to pass he met Nellie Murgatroyd, a gradely sort of lass. He did some extra night work just to earn a bit of brass. He went working down the old coal hole. Give me me shovel and me pick, Nellie, I'm going down the hole to get the coal. With me shovel and me pick, me lamp and little bit of wick, I'm going down the old coal hole. Down the hole, down the hole. I'm going down the hole to get the coal. With me meat and gravy canned, me little bundle in me hand, I'm going down the old coal hole. Sitting on the sofa, Georgie said, I've lost me heart. I don't know much about love, but I'll kiss you for a start. He mucked about for half an hour, then said I must depart and go working down the old coal hole. Little Nellie's father came and upset all the fun. Little Nellie's father had a double-barrel gun. Georgie said, excuse me, but it's time for me to run and go working down the old coal hole. When he cuddled Nellie, he was often black as ink, and when they did her washing at the laundry, they would wink and murmur by the look of them, well, anyone would think she'd been working down the old coal hole. Nellie's mother said, I somehow rather fancy you. Fill the loving cup and drink to sparkling eyes of blue. He said, I'll fill your loving cup and I'll fill your scuttle too, 'cause I'm working down the old coal hole. One day little Nellie, she looked worried, it was plain. She met him at the pit head with a bundle in the rain. He just took one look at it, then he staggered back again, and he tumbled down the old coal hole. Give me me shovel and me pick, Nellie, I'm going down the hole to get the coal. With me shovel and me pick, me lamp and little bit of wick, I'm going down the old coal hole. Down the old coal hole, down the hole. I'm going down the hole to get the coal. With me meat and gravy can, me little bundle in me hand, I'm going down the old coal hole.
No, it's not a Technics, Matt. It's off one of them USB ion things that I got given off my mate in Scotland. So I didn't like the fibre mat that this came with. I don't like fibre mats. So I decided to swap it for the rubber one, which is better. And if your stylus hits it, at least it doesn't rip the stylus out of the bloody cartridge. Or out of the stylus housing, that is. What's this one? Oh, shit. There we go. Some of these are still in their paper sleeves. This is on the Rex label. Why women? This is the A side. Why don't women like me? And the other side is sitting on the ice at the ice rink. Yeah. Have we already had that sitting on the ice at the ice rink? I don't think we have. Let's have this one anyway. Can't remember whether we've already had that. Don't think we have. Have we? Let me just have a quick look. Because it was one of his. It was on the back of Levi's Monkey Mike. Yeah, we did. So yeah, see what I mean? You could get different. You could get different records with a different. You could get a different A side with a different B side, and so sometimes it's best to have two the same. With one side, you might get a different one.
Now I know I'm not handsome, no good looks or wealth, but the girls I chase in my plain face will compromise their health. Now I know fellas worse than me, bow-legged and boss-eyed, walking out with lovely women clinging to their side. Now if women like them, like men like those, why don't women like me? Look at Empress Josephine, the most attractive woman that ever was seen. Yet Napoleon, short and fat, captivates a lovely looking dame like that. Now if women like them, like men like those, why don't women like me? Hey, hey, why don't women like me? Last night I went out walking, my intentions were to flick, but the sights I saw while walking out, they nearly made me sick. I must admit I saw some girls, attractive little dears, arm in arm with ugly men with cauliflower ears. Now if women like them, like men like those, why don't women like me? What can the attraction be? That's the thing that always starts to worry me. Although I haven't got a bean, I've got a lot of things the girls have never seen. Now if women like them, like men like those, why don't women like me? Hey, hey, why don't women like me? Now I went for my holidays down to the gay seaside. I saw a lot of things that are being hidden by the tide. The way the women jumped around the men there in the sea made me think that there is still a good chance left for me. 'Cause if women like them, like men like those, why don't women like me? Of all the shapes and sizes there, I've got a chance of clicking, yet I do declare, all I don't want to be a narc. I saw a lot of things below the watermark. Now if women like them, like men like those, why don't women like me? Hey, hey, why don't women like me? Now if women like them, like men like those, why don't women like me? Take Lord Nelson with one limb, Lady William Hamilton, she fell for him. With one eye and one arm gone west, she ran like the devil and she grabbed the rest. Now if women like them, like men like those, why don't women like me? Hey, hey, why don't women like me?
We won't play the B side of this because we've already played it on. It's on the other side of Levi's Monkey Mike. It's the A side of that record, and it's actually, I think it's the B side of this one. Yeah. So sometimes you got a different B side or a different A side. It depended. You might get the same A side with a different B side on it. What have we got next? I have a couple more, I think, because I'm in the mood for them now. My ukulele. I went hot and cold. Let's play My Ukulele. That's the B side.
Now everybody's got a crazy notion of their own. Some like to mix up with the crowd, some like to be alone. It's no one else's business as far as I can see. But every time that I go out, the people stare at me with me little ukulele in my hand. Of course the people do not understand. Some say, why don't you be a scout, why don't you read a book? But I get much more pleasure when I'm playing on me uke. Of course I take no notice, you can tell. For mother's sound advice will understand. She said, my boy, do what I say, and you'll never go astray if you keep your ukulele in your hand. Yes, son, keep your ukulele in your hand. While walking down the from last night as peaceful as can be, when a girl from Wales said, what about a stroll down by the sea? She said her name was Jane and that she'd just come for the day. She looked so young and harmless that I couldn't turn away, and with me little ukulele in my hand, I took a stroll with Jane along the sand. We walked along for miles without a single care or frown. But when we reached the sandhill, she said, come on, let's sit down. I felt so shy and bashful sitting there. For the things she said I didn't understand. She says, your love just turns me cuckoo. I indeed to goodness look you. But I kept me ukulele in me hand. Oh, baby, I kept me ukulele in me hand. Made up my mind that I'd get wet some 18 months ago. I also bought a book about the things you ought to know. But just about a week ago I got an awful fright. I had to get dressed quickly in the middle of the night, and with my little ukulele in my hand, I ran along the road for Dr. Brown. It didn't take him long to get his little bag of tools. I held his hat and coat and let him have my book of rules. Out of the bedroom door he looked and smiled. Said, come inside and see your wife and child. My heart did jump with joy. I could see it was a boy, 'cause he had me ukulele in his hand. Oh baby, he had me ukulele in his hand.
Yeah, it has got a bit of an up and down movement. There's nothing I can do about that. It's warped. You know, it's warped. The turntable's warped. I mean, at the end of the day, they're aluminium. You know, at the end of the day, guys, they're aluminium turntables. It's warped. Not a lot I can do about that. You know, but most of them, a lot of them are. I mean, I've seen a lot of them that are warped. You know, there's not really a great deal you can do about it, apart from replace it with maybe a glass one or an acrylic one. And even then, acrylic's just another form of bloody rock hard plastic, so that could be warped when you get it. What's this one? Let's see what we've got. I'm trying to find that. What do you call it? I want to play that. Press them all. No, I'm trying to find that. What do you call it? Barmaid from the Rose and Crown. I'm trying to find that. It's in here somewhere. No, it's in here somewhere. Cause I'm going to make that the last one. I mean, some of these sleeves have got the gramophone department and all sorts written on them. I mean, some of these are years old. Well, they're all years old, but... No. Yeah. Well, two out there. Lewis's, look at that, that was in Manchester. Well, there was in Liverpool, Manchester, Birmingham, Glasgow, Leeds, Hanley. or Leicester. I'm trying to find it. I'm gonna look to see it somewhere. I couldn't let the stable down. Making headway now. That was from the film Come On George. Where he was riding a horse called Man-Eater and everyone was scared of it. Hang on, I've lost the position that was in now. There we go. Not that it makes a great deal of difference, but that's in a paper one down there. And paper ones, I need to replace all them paper ones, even though they're original. George Formby's Crazy Record. Yeah, I've got that in the workshop. I use that as a test in the workshop. I knew I had 2 copies of that. Okay, now. There you go. Ooh, we've got too many of these. Oh, here we are. Let's play this one. My plus 4s. Play this one. I get the idea some of you might know what plus 4s are. Let's play my plus 4s.
When I was growing bigger, some plus 4s I had made. I knew they'd suit my figure for the figure that I paid. When I bought them I was skinned as I walked home. The folks all
Yeah, I've seen that as well. Yeah, where they've not been cut straight.
I nursed a baby once for fun, give him some milk and when he done, the colour all began to run on my plus 4s. I've had them pressed, I've had them turned, but no one can tell. The front side is the back side and the inside out as well. The first night after I was wed, my bride such nasty things she said, 'cause I was shy and went to bed in my plus 4s. A spout I climbed my girl to see, I jumped but a rusty nail caught me, and hanging from her balcony were my plus 4s. I rode a moke on Hampstead Heath, I was less on top than underneath. I rode 3 miles with a donkey's teeth in my plus 4s. I've had them pressed, I've had them turned, but no one can tell. The front side is the back side and the inside out as well. Once in a hospital, oh Lord, they x-rayed me, and what is more, they were surprised at what they saw in my plus 4s. On a chair I sat with a girl so sweet, the paint was wet, then down the street I ran like hell without the seat of my plus 4s. My landlady has got good sense, to start the week well she'll commence. Each Monday she gets 18 pence on my plus 4s. I've had them turned, I've had them pressed, but no one can tell. The front side is the back side and the inside out as well. In a field I slept just near some cows. A farmer woke me through his louse. With a milkmaid he was playing drafts on my plus 4s.
Yeah, for those that don't know, plus 4s were funny looking trousers. Think of Sherlock Holmes, and then you'll get an idea what a pair of plus 4s look like. Yeah. There we go. Oh. Yeah, some of these. Yeah, some of these are. You have to look on the B side to make sure that you're not missing it. I need to get. I'd love to get another one of these cases. Right. What's that one? When the waterworks caught fire. I'm trying to find that fucking record. It's here somewhere. No, let's play this one. Trying to shove it inside me the fucking record. I did what I did with my gas mask. Yeah, I did what I did with my gas mask.
Now I'm getting very fond of my gas mask, I declare. It hardly ever leaves my side. I sling it on my back and I take it everywhere. It even comes to bed at night. It's been a real good pal to me, I must confess, and helped me out of many a mess. My sister had a lot of socks to mend, so she gave me a fat bouncing baby to tend. And when I felt it leaking at one end, well, I did what I could with my gas mask. I bought a farm because I like pressure. At milking time I tried to do my share. And when I found the book it wasn't there. Well, I did what I could with my gas mask. The lady living next door, Mrs. X, she heard the sirens blow one morning at 10 to 6. She dashed outside in nothing but her nicks, but she knew what to do with the gas mask. By train I went for a very tiring ride. There wasn't any corridor outside, and when I felt the turning of the tide, well, I did what I could with my gas mask. To see old Epstein's Adam in the nude, I once thought I'd go with me Aunt Ermintrude. And when she sniffed and said, "Oh, very rude," still he knows what to do with his gas mask. For years I've courted Annabella Price, and all was found just as cold as ice. Until one night the lass forgot her ma's advice, then I did what I could with me gas mask.
So they're not bad, these records, considering they're a lot older than any of us that are watching, or even me even. I mean, they're what do you call it, aren't they now? They're, well, yeah, they're getting on a bit. They're heading towards that 100 mark. Let's play this one. I've just been ferreting through while I was playing, and this one is... This is the one I was talking about earlier, guys. It's called In My Little Snapshot Album. I think this is the one that's got that, instead of his normal ukulele solo he would put in, it's got his practice piece in. I'm sure this is the one. But I think there's two versions of this, and I'm not sure if I got the right version.
With good ideas.
I'll know if it is.
Myself a camera. It took me years and years. It's a wonderful invention with but a real bad lad in the little snapshot album. Although he's an old antique, he thinks he's still the village chic. I've got him dancing cheek to cheek in the little snapshot album. Now I've got a picture of the vicar's wife in my little snapshot album. Chasing the curate with the carving knife in my little snapshot album. Now what he did was all in fun, but it's not the kind of thing that's done. I can see he pinched her on crossbone in my little snapshot album. And I've got a picture of a nudist camp in my little snapshot album. All very jolly but a trifle dumb in the little snapshot album. There's Uncle Dick without a care, discarding all his underwear, but his watch and chain still dangles there in my little snapshot album.
Yeah, I've just remembered, guys, the practice piece didn't appear in the record. On the record, it appeared in the movie, which was, what movie was this from? I think it was I Spy or something fucking daft. I can't remember. I have to check. It didn't tell us on the record. It usually tells us. Icy Ice it was from. Yeah. Yeah, it was from Icy Ice. Yeah, it's in the film where they put the practice piece in. Because some of the songs from the films were actually different to what you got on record. And some of them were wildly different. Like My Auntie Maggie's Remedy. Not My Auntie Maggie's Remedy, My Grandad's Flannelette Nightshirt. The version that appeared on record was completely different to the version that was used in the film, and in my opinion, that was in the film Let George Do It, and in the film, I thought the version from the movie was the better one. But it never appeared like that on the record, unfortunately. It's completely different, and the one on the record is okay, but when you've heard the one in the movie, you want the one in the movie. You know, you just do and you can't get it. Yeah, Auntie Maggie's Remedy. Yeah, here's this one. This is the one I was talking about, one of the ones. This is called You Can't Go Wrong in These.
Good morning, madam.
Good morning.
Turned out nice again, hasn't it?
Yes, the weather is very delightful.
Yes.
Is this the underwear department?
You've come to the right place.
Oh, grand. Would you show me all you've got, please?
You cheeky fast cat, not here.
No, I mean your lady's underwear.
I've got the very thing for you, listen. When your boyfriend calls on Sunday and you want to look your best, won't you wear a woolen undies? Then you'll know you're properly dressed. You can't go wrong in these. They fit from neck to knees. They're soft to wear, but they're hard to tear, so you can't go wrong in these. If you want to have a figure, that's the envy of the town. Then you'll find our tasty rigor. Never let our customers down. Oh, you can't go wrong in these. They're fastened up with keys. They'll keep you straight like a 2-inch plate, so you can't go wrong in these. If a girl is young and flighty, and silk pyjamas now she wears, now a real old flannel nightie is as good as 17 pairs. You can't go wrong in these. They stop the coldest breeze. If you can't sleep tight on a windy night, well, you can't go wrong in these. Though the others may be classier and be covered all over with flowers, still you can't go wrong in these. They're not made to please, but they'll see you through 'cause they're stuck with glue, so you can't go wrong in these. Now a lot of you have aunties, and when Christmas comes along, you must never give 'em panties, no, 'cause they like 'em woolly and strong. You can't go wrong in these. They'll fit without a squeeze. They'll go round your ant or a gaswork plant, so you can't go wrong in these. If you like a mild flirtation and your sex appeal is dead, have a look at your foundation, and if it's beginning to spread, well, you can't go wrong in these. You won't have room to sneeze, but they'll shift the fat from your bottom flat, so you can't go wrong in these.
Needless to say, guys, and ladies, George Formby was very prolific for getting banned by the BBC. Yeah, you can see why, can't you? Yeah, that was from, I think that was from It's Turned Out Nice Again, that song. It's definitely from a film. Yeah, It's Turned Out Nice Again. You can't go wrong in these. Yeah. What have we got here? I did know a second ago, but I can't remember. Oh, here we are, Get Cracking. This is from the film with the same name. Scraps used to howl at this. I don't know why, but there's something in it at the beginning. He used to howl his head off at it at the beginning.
Right about something at last when the lads of the village get
Yeah, that one's a bit out of shape, isn't it? You'd have thought that they got the hole in the middle. But still, it still plays okay, it's not a problem. So, there we go. What's on the other side of that? Home Guard Blues. Yeah. Yeah. Right, well I found the one that I do want to play. And that was from his film. I think this was from On the Dole. Or Off the Dole. Off the Dole I think it was from. But I can't remember. Now this one's got a crack in it, but it's from the inside out, so... Yeah, this one's somewhere. I think this has got a crack in it. Sure it has. Sure this has got a crack in it. No, it hasn't. I think I replaced it. I'd do it with a smile. Film South American George. Oh no, that was from South American George as well. The barmaid at the Rose and Crown. I thought it was from the off the Dole. No. But this is the B side, I believe. So let's put this on. I must have replaced it because I think I got another one. But the first one I got had a crack in the front inside out.
In town there is a little pub which gives much satisfaction. The men don't go there for the beer, the barmaid's the attraction. Her age is, oh well, quite all that, and more on Monday morning. She knows her onions, take my word, she's heard the gypsy's warning. She lays on powder, thick as crust, I've smacked her cheeks, and what a fuss. I couldn't see her face for dust, the barmaid at the Rose and Crown. She wears nice undies full of frills, all silk and lace and saucy frills. I know because I've seen the bills and paid them at the Rose and Crown. There is a tavern in the town, and in that tavern there's a bust, 40 inches round, it's got a figure fine and fair, there's lots of it and some to spare. It goes in here and comes out there, the barmaid at the Rose and Crown. She likes to think that you are hers, and if you prove a quitter, she'll cry into your glass of mild and turn it into bitter. She'll have a little drink with you and make you nice and cosy. And if you never count your change, you'll make a hit with Rosie. She always looks so very posh, so many rings she wears, by gosh. Her hands she never has to wash, the barmaid at the Rose and Crown. The pendant round her neck is great, it's larger than a dinner plate. She's got round shoulders with the weight, the barmaid at the Rose and Crown. There is a tavern in the town, and in that tavern there's a lass in a glittering gown with jewellery. She takes the bun, her earrings weigh quite half a ton. She lets me swing on them for fun, the barmaid at the Rose and Crown. Now if you want her to tease, and round her waist you give a squeeze, you'll hear her shout, not this side please, the barmaid at the Rose and Crown. If she ever falls for you, a kiss will last an hour or two. She's got her lipstick mixed with glue, the barmaid at the Rose and Crown. There is a tavern in the town, and in that tavern there are lips that have one renown. But if you take her for a mug and ever try to sneak a hug, she'll kick you in the bottle and jug, the barmaid at the Rose and Crown.
Yeah, I've not forgot your question, Psychedelic. Yeah, this does have bias compensation adjustment. There's a ring down the bottom there that you can't really see, but it's there. So it does actually have bias compensation adjustment. I know what you mean. Them things where you have to, they're like a bit of string where you have to add the weight. I don't like them, because if you lose the weight, you're screwed. Because the weights are Well, they're supposed to be. Supposed to be calibrated, aren't they? But I don't like them kind of turntables. I've had one years ago, I forget who made it. What's on this one? When I'm cleaning windows. And keep your seats, please. I've got to play When I'm Cleaning Windows. We had the window cleaner number 2 earlier, but this was the first one.
Now I go cleaning windows to earn an honest bob. For a nosy Parker, it's an interesting job. Now it's a job that just suits me. A window cleaner you would be if you can see what I can see. When I'm cleaning windows, honeymooning couples too. You should see them billing too. You'd be surprised at things they do. When I'm cleaning windows, in my profession I'll work hard, but I'll never stop. I'll climb this blinking ladder till I get back to the top. The blushing bride, she looks divine. The bridegroom, he is doing fine. I'd rather have his job than mine. When I'm cleaning windows, the chambermaid, sweet names I call. It's a wonder I don't fall. My mind's not on my work at all. When I'm cleaning windows, I know a fella's such a swell. He has a thirst that's plain to tell. I've seen him drink his bath as well. When I'm cleaning windows, oh, in my profession, I'll work hard, but I'll never stop. I'll climb this blinking ladder till I get back to the top. Pajamas lying side by side, ladies' nighties I have spied. I've often seen what goes inside when I'm cleaning windows. Now there's a famous talky queen. She looks a flapper on the screen. She's more like 80 than 18. When I'm cleaning windows, she pulls her hair all down behind, then pulls down her never mind, and after that pulls down the blind. When I'm cleaning windows, in my profession I'll work hard, but I'll never stop. I'll climb this blinking ladder till I get right to the top. An old maid walks around the floor. She's so fed up one day I'm sure she'll drag me in and lock the door. When I'm cleaning windows, when I'm cleaning windows.
There we go, guys. I'm going to leave it there. With the records, we're not going quite just yet. We're going a few minutes, like, but yeah, we'll leave it there for those. Let's come back to the other camera. Yeah, so oh, I nearly went to click the wrong button. There we go. Yeah, so we'll just take this off and put it back in the case. There we go. So there's a bit of George Formby for you guys. I'll bet you anything you like somebody will try claiming a copyright on it. But they can't because it's all out of copyright, but I'll just dispute it if they do. Like I always do. Because if it's out of copyright, then nobody's got a right to it really. You know, and what we'll do, before we forget, we'll take the stylus out. Just turn that down and put it back in stereo as well, because I pressed it and put it in mono. And maybe I'll get the stylus out just by pressing down there. Yeah, I can without taking the eggshell off. There we go. Put that there for a minute and put the LP one back in. And I won't get them mixed up because one's got the Audio Technica logo on and the other one's got a black dot on it. So there you go. Back in. We'll put this one here. Right. And there we go, guys. Let's put this camera back. do like my George Formby collection. I do, guys. It's yeah. 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 There we go. Yeah. So there we go, guys and girls. A bit of George Formby there for you. I'm glad you. I hope you enjoyed that. Bit of an afternoon treat for you, wasn't it? I'm not going yet, Julie. I'm just, you know, I'm just. I'm going to hang on for a few minutes, and I've got me. You know, I wouldn't believe it, would you? You can't make this up. I just got my phone charger, my iPhone charger, stuck between my two toes. You couldn't make that up, could you? Yeah. I'm glad you all enjoyed that, guys, because believe it or not, because I've got a telly sat on top of me Clark and Smith, I haven't played my George Formby records for a hell of a long time, and it was nice to actually play them. Nice to actually play them, and they sound really good. They sound really good on that Foreigns. You know, without a shadow of a doubt. But what I'm going to have to do, guys, I'm going to have to arrange. If I find out there's anything wrong with me, there isn't as far as I know. But if I find out there's anything wrong with me, and I'm going to go, what I'll need to do is find, probably donate them records to the George Formby Society, the George Formby Appreciation Society. I'll probably donate them because, like I said earlier, if Laura inherits them, you know, she won't understand the significance. You know, they might be worth something, I don't know. They've got to be worth a few quid, haven't they? I mean, there can't be that many of them left, not in the condition that mine are in. I mean, admittedly, I've got a couple of rough ones, but most of them are good. That's only cola, that, guys. Yeah. Well, we finished that just in time, didn't we? Because we're going to get tea on soon. But not for about half an hour or for 30 minutes or something. But, yeah. It's actually nice to have... I mean, the stylus, the 78 RPM stylus for that cartridge, it cost me 29 quid. And after hearing that, it was well worth 29 quid. You know, the guy wanted £36. I weren't paying that because I paid that for the cartridge. I'm thinking of doing a overhaul on a Cavalier, a Hacker Cavalier GP15 with the matching add-on amp for some nostalgia. Yeah. That's Valve, isn't it, the Cavalier? It's a Valve. And it's... Or is it? No, it's transistorised, isn't it, the Cavalier? Is the Cavalier transistor solid state? I know they did two Valve ones. They did the Gondolier and the Grenadier. Yeah, the Cavalier is solid state, isn't it? The Cavalier, I think, is solid state. Yes, what? Yes, it's solid state, or yes, it's Valve. I can't remember. I don't know. I don't know which one you mean there. Elaborate a little bit, psychedelic. I've got the service manual on all them anyway, if you need it. But if it's solid, I think it. No, the Cavalier is Valve, right? Yeah, it's got the same amplifier as the Grenadier. Yeah, it's exactly the same amp. Yeah, it's the other one that's Valve, in it. The other one that's transistor, in it. The not the Grenadier, the Not the Cavalier, the other fucker I mentioned, I forgot what it was now. But yeah. Yeah, they're easy to. I'm sure you fucking know that anyway. You know, I'm not going to try and tell you how to suck eggs. I don't believe in doing that. But if you need any service information, let me know. Right, the Grenadier is solid state, right. I'm confused at this because they did 2 valve models. They did the Cavalier, or the Gondolier. Yeah, they did the Gondolier. Some people call it the Gondolier. It's not. It's the Gondolier. They did the Gondolier, and they did the Cavalier. They were both valve, and they were both pretty much. They both have the same amplifier in them. I can't remember what the amplifier number is, but they both have the same amplifier in them. They're exactly the same. And the switches down, the controls down the side that light up when you turn it on. The switches are all clear. Yeah, they're a pain in the ass to get off them knobs. Yeah, the controls on them. They're a bastard to get the knobs off. What you have to do to get the knobs off them, whether you know it or whether you don't, I'm gonna say it. What you have to do to get the knobs off, you have to take the deck out, the inspection panel out, and you have to press the knobs. You have to push on the knobs from the back, and they just slide off. Don't try pulling the knobs from the front, they snap. Don't even try with a piece of string, they snap. I know, I've done it. I've been there. Because I've been on that many years, they seize onto the shaft, they get stuck. And they go brittle, so the best way to do it is with a couple of screwdrivers. You know, just a couple of screwdrivers. I might even try and make a tool to fit them, actually, so that you can slide them off from the back. It can't be that difficult, can it? Try and make a tool to do those. For doing awkward knobs. But yeah, get them out, push them from the back, from the inside, and they pop off. Yeah, I've had a couple of Grenadiers. My friend Paul Paul, a guy from the 60s. I think he bought my 2 Grenadiers off me. He had me Gondolier as well, because I had a Gondolier with a matching amp, and he bought them as well. He bought that. He's had a few off me, Paul. He had a couple of dance sets, 1 or 2 dance sets. Yeah. Yeah, the Grenadier GP45 solid state in black and teak. Yeah, that's right. And the knobs are all on the top. The knobs are all on the top. And it has a proprietary socket at the back for the external amplifier that was available. The reason why they did that, the reason why Hacker did that was so you couldn't use their amplifier on anything else, because there's no power supply in their amplifier. There's an output stage and half the preamp, and well, I say half the preamp. There's no transistors on the preamp in the built-in on the external amp, and there's no power supply in it. It picks up its power from the main record player, and the transistors for the other channel are actually on the main preamp that's in the record player. It shows you all that on the circuit, and there's no transistors on the preamp in the speaker. So they made it so you couldn't use it with pretty much with anything else. I mean, if you modified the preamp, you could. I think it had a balance control on the external amp. I think that balance control was there, and the bass and treble, but the volume control is actually double ganged on the record player. It's actually double ganged, if I remember rightly. So you didn't get a volume control on the external amp either. But the earlier ones with valves in, they were just straightforward amps. You know, they were just straightforward amps. They were the same. What you got in the record player was what you got in the separate amplifier. Everything was identical and interchangeable. You know. I've got a Hacker Grenadier, a Hacker Gondolier in the hallway. I got it from a subscriber called Phil, lives in Birmingham. He brought me a load of stuff. I went through it one day. But what he'd done, he'd nicked the tone arm out of the tone arm wire out of the deck, and you know, he forgot to tell me. Anyway, I looked under the arm and there was no wire. That was no problem. I just fitted new wires and fitted a cartridge. That was no problem to do that. But that's what we did. We fitted I think it was a GP 96 or something like that, or 93 or something, stereo cartridge. We fitted one of them into it. But that's in the hallway. But it doesn't sound quite as nice, because what's happened is somebody's taken the original speaker and just put a fucking speaker in there, and it doesn't sound like the hacker should. I mean, it's when you turn the volume up, it sounds a bit distorted. I don't think the problem's with the amplifier, because Phil's a very capable electronics engineer, and he recapped the amp, and I approve of his work. I've had a look and I approve of his work, and it's okay. It's good. You know, it's done to a good standard. So, you know, and he's put bits in that are correct for the record player. You know, he's done everything right. So it's got to be the speaker. But he didn't put that in. Somebody else did, as far as I know. So, you know, I'd like to get another one that's scrapped to just get the speaker. But the problem is, when you find them, they're very, very rarely scrap, because they were that bloody good. You fix the fucking things and sell them, you know. They were that good. I mean, the hackers, they were on a par, maybe even better, but they were certainly on a par with Clark and Smith. Clark and Smith you couldn't buy in a shop, and there's very little circuit information on the Clark and Smith. The GP3s and GP7s, Clark and Smith, you cannot get the service manuals, because the only one I've ever seen is for what's called the Ministry MOD, which stands for Ministry of Defence, as we all know, Ministry of Defence record player, and that's the wrong amplifier that's not the GP7 or the GP3 amplifier. It's a different amplifier. It's an earlier amplifier. And the reason why you can't get the Clark and Smith manuals or information is because Clark and Smith didn't sell to the public. That means you couldn't go and walk up the high street and buy one. They totally dealt with the industry, with institutions. You know, they were sold to basically they were sold to institutions, and if something went wrong, they send their own technician out. And I remember when I was in Great Morton Hall, boarding school back in the 70s. We had about 4 or 5 of them in that place. But anyway, the one in Mrs. Brown's class, the one in Mrs. Browse's class, which I used to tend to sit round, because she had a big box of 78s under it and lots of other stuff, and I used to sit in there. I used to hog it me and play records after we'd finished our lesson. If we got finished in time, she'd let us put the record player on. Anyway, one day we turned it on and it didn't work. It had a GP, it had a Garrard SP25 Mark 1 in it. It was a GP7 amplifier, and anyway, nothing came out of it. So anyway, she reported it, and Clark and Smith came out. Clark and Smith, I'll read that in a second, psychedelic. Don't worry, mate, I'll get to you in a sec. I'll just finish my story. Anyway, the guy from Clark and Smith came out, and he had an amplifier, and all populated with valves and everything, ready to go. And all he did, he undone 2 screws on the side, slid the amp out, unplugged the pickup and the mains for the record deck, slid the amp out, because they are slide in and slide out, easily removable, unplugged the speaker, and slid a new amp in, and took the old amp with him back to Clark and Smith to be serviced, and to probably end up in another record player somewhere. So, you know, a few of them, probably a lot of them, don't have the original amp in them. The only thing I don't like about the Valve models is they have much top end frequency The radiograms, however, have a preamp using an ECC83, which has bags of treble response. There's not a lot of they do lack a bit, don't they, the hackers? That's the only thing really. I find that they lack in bass, which is bottom end. I don't think they lack so much in top end. It's more bottom end they're lacking, but you can change that. You know, if you look at the circuit diagram on the tone control, you can change that just by putting different capacitors on. What I generally do, I generally use the signal generator, the signal tracer. I generally use the signal tracer, and what I do, I connect the amplifier to the signal tracer, and what I do, I just experiment putting different capacitors on across, you know, take the float one end of the capacitor that's in there, and experiment with different values, you know, and you know, you can change all that. I mean, all that's changeable, because all it is a few capacitors. You just change them. I think the higher the microfarad, correct me if I'm wrong, I think the higher the microfarad, I think the more bass you get, or is it the other way around, the lower the microfarad? I think it's the higher the microfarad, the more bass you get. The lower the microfarad, I think the more treble you get. Either that or the other way around, I can't remember exactly. But yeah. I got me tablets today, guys. And yes, I am taking them. I'm doing what the good nurse said. As you can see, there's one gone out of the pack. So I am taking them because she's told me that if I don't, then something drastic could happen. And I don't want that. Not yet anyway, I'm only fucking 60. I don't mind going when I get past fucking 70. I don't want to be a decrepit old man. You know, I'll be happy to fucking go then, but I still think I'm quite virile and quite... I've still got everything up here. Not that there was much up there to begin with, but what there was I've still got. You know. Yeah. My daughter keeps going on about me having a bald head. I haven't got a bald head, have I, guys? Look at that. I haven't got a bald head. Not if you're blind. Anyway, but yeah, those, you can change the values of the capacitors in the tone circuit, and you can make them a bit better. I never bother, but you can make them a bit better. I did it with a Danset once, a Danset G32, I think it was. It lacked in bass. You know, it was very trebly. It was very trebly. So what I did, I think the reason why it was trebly was somebody had changed the capacitors and put the wrong ones in. So I put the right ones in, and then I still wasn't happy with it. And it did have the correct speaker. It had a BSR speaker in that. It did have the correct speaker. And the original fault with that was the output transformer had failed. I put a new one in it. Well, a new second-hand one out of an old Ferguson stereo record player, one of these portable things with the speakers that clip on the top from the 50s. I put a transformer out of one of them in it, and it was okay, but it was just it just sounded too shrill. You know, it hurt your ears to listen to. You just couldn't listen to it in comfort. It hurt your ears. It was very shrill. So I changed the capacitors, and that improved it. But somebody had changed them before me and put them fucking MOVs in it, them blue MOVs, some safety caps, and put them in it. Well, they're not made to be used in there, you know. So anyway, in that way. So I looked at the service manual, well, the service sheet, and I worked out what should go there, and I replaced them, and it did sound better. It made a big improvement, but it weren't big enough. It was still lacking in bass. So I just fucked about. I took the amp out, the volume control, treble control, bass control, because everything was built on that for the preamp. So I took the preamp out, and I just kept swapping capacitors and just buzzing it until the bass went, just buzzing it with my finger until the bass went louder. you know, until there was more bass. You know, and then when I was happy, I tried it and it was all right. That lives in Salford somewhere now. I sold that to a woman in Salford. I sold it to a friend of mine called Chris, but he brought it back because of that problem. It wasn't bassy enough. So I thought, what did I get? So what did I give him his money back, obviously, or I traded him another record player, so I did something with him anyway. And we ended up, I ended up, you know, putting some change in the capacitors, and it did make a difference. It improved it no end. So you can change the capacitors, guys, but you know, try and do it in a way where you don't put mismatched values in. You know, start at the value that's fitted in there, and then go one value down and see if it improves it. If it doesn't, go one value up and see if it improves it, and just keep going up till you get to where you want to go. And for the treble, I'm sure for the treble, can somebody tell me, is it for the treble you put lower the value in? I can't remember, but I know it's for one or the other. I know it's one way around. I can't remember which way around it is. It's been years since I did that, since I messed about with tone controls. But you can change them. You can change audio. You can change anything in an amplifier. You can change how an amplifier sounds to a degree. That is, I mean, a lot of the circuits, the G32 had 3 valves in it. It had a rectifier, an ECC80 fucking 30 something, 34 or something daft like that. They were octal valves, and it had I can't remember what the output pentode was, but it was an octal valve. It was fucking, I can't remember what it was. But the preamp actually disconnected from the power amp, and you could actually work on it with a signal tracer. So you know, you can improve these things. I mean, I might look at my Hacker again at some point, but at the moment we're looking at the. Tonight we're going to test the transistors and stuff on that quad amp. But that quad amp, really, that quad amp, it's been recapped. Hello, Sam. Hope you and Angela are good, mate. Hope you're both absolutely fine. Hope you're enjoying the weather. Shit like that. Yeah, we're all enjoying it. It's beautiful. What's the temperature today? See if I can look down here. Oh, it's only 21 degrees today. It's cooled down a bit. 21 degrees today. It was 30 the other day. It was 33 on Tuesday. 33 on Monday, sorry, because it's Wednesday today, isn't it? Yeah, I've got the doctor phoning me tomorrow. Not Dr. Dickens. Dr. Richardson, I think he's called. The diabetes doctor. Got him ringing me tomorrow for a chat. But, you know, I'm going to do what they say, guys, because if I don't, I know myself. If I don't, I'm going to end up wearing a wooden overcoat. And I'm too young to wear a wooden overcoat. I'm only fucking 60. I've got no intentions of leaving just yet. You know. Besides, you lot would get bored shitless, wouldn't you, if I suddenly weren't here? Well, you probably wouldn't, but you know what I mean. But yeah, when all said and done, yeah, so if anybody out there has got a Hacker that's scrap, or a speaker out of one, you know, out of a Gondolaire, I think the Gondolaire and the Cavalier use the same speaker. So if anybody's got a scrap one, I don't expect it for nothing. I would purchase it. You know, I will purchase it, absolutely. I don't expect it for free. But, you know, I just don't want to buy another record player just to scrap it for the speaker. I mean, I'll have to see what the speaker is. I think it's 4 ohms. It's got to be, hasn't it? It's got to be 4 ohms, hasn't it? Because it uses... I'm in the wrong room for looking at the manuals. It's got to be 4 ohms, hasn't it? Because it uses 2 ECL86s in that amplifier, so it's got to be 4 ohms, I would think. It's got to be. So I have got a nice big 4-ohm speaker, which is, it's in a Bush radio, which is in the cabinet of a Bush radio. But I got rid of the chassis, but I kept the cabinet because I want the speaker. So that's in the shed. So that speaker might be the same size. It's a fucking big speaker that's in them. If that's the same size speaker and it's the right value, it might do the job. Because they're only about fucking 4 or 5 watts, them fucking Cavaliers and Grenadiers. They're not fucking, not Grenadier, Gondolier, sorry, Cavalier and Gondoliers. They're only about 4 or 5 watts. You know, so that speaker out of that Bush will probably do that. But I don't know what's in there for a speaker. I know Phil told me it's one of those ones with a whizzer cone, or one of them modern ones with a whizzer cone in it, or a tweeter built into it or something. After he said, I can't quite remember what he said. It's been a while. We'll have a look in the next couple of days. Anyway, I take it you've all seen my new workbench video. Andy has a new bench. Well, it's only the top that's new. But I've got a few things I need to do so far. What I'm going to do, because of all entangled cables that get on there, I've ordered some brand new 13 amp plugs. And what I'm going to do, them cables, the cable that comes from the Variac, I'm going to chop a good deal of that off, just so it goes to the socket that I plug it into when I need it. So it doesn't, and I'm going to label them as well. I've got my label maker here. I'm going to label them. I'm going to label the leads so I know what they are. I'll put Variac on one plug and fucking Signal Tracer on the other plug. Soldering iron, I know which plug that is, but I might label it anyway. We'll see. But I got another record through the post this morning, guys. I know I'm not going to play this because I know it'll definitely get content matched. And this, I've been after this. I've got this, and I've got 2 copies of it. But both of the copies of this I've got, they sound like you're frying bacon. They're really bad. And one of them's got Christine's name on it. I think I nabbed it from her years ago when we was married. I think I nabbed it. But this is the Caribbean Disco Show by Lobo. And I've been after it, a good, nice, clean copy of that for ages. And I got one. I found one on the net, so I bought it. It's a couple of quid. You know? Put that there for a minute. Couple of quid, guys. I can't play that because it will get content matched. But as I say, if any of the George Formby gets content matched, it shouldn't, because it's all in the public domain. And I was told that by somebody who used to come here quite often. I used to do a lot of work for him, but I don't now, because he fell out with me over a dance set. What happened was, it was a guy called Andrew Oldham, and he told me that the George Formby material is all in the public domain. He says if you ever get pulled on it, just appeal it, because nobody's got the right to it, nobody owns it. It's all in the public domain because it's old enough to be. So there we go, you see. But yeah, he fell out with me because what happened was, well, I fell out with him actually, because what happened was, he asked me to get him a dance set Bermuda, because he didn't have a dance set Bermuda in his collection. So I went to Goulburn and there was a lovely Bermuda. It was beautiful, really nice. Anyway, so I bought it. I think I gave 25 quid for it. It was that nice. I normally only give a tenner. I bought it from a dead tall guy that I call Lurch, and I gave him a tenner. I gave him 25 quid for it. At the end of the day, he went looking for me. He says to my mate Mike, he says, where's Andy? He says, I want to speak to him. Anyway, Mike says, oh, he's over there with Steve, because I was over with Steve Pendlebury talking to Steve, and he come over. He said, do you want that record player with 25 quid? I says, yeah. He said, right. He's sure. So I'll give him the 25 quid. I said, I'll come and collect it in a minute, mate. Anyway, and I got it home and I serviced it, put a new cartridge in it. Well, a nearly new cartridge, it was a rebuilt one. I put a nice rebuilt cartridge in it. I put a new power lead on it. I did everything. Now that's where the issue started. This fucking Andrew crowed over the power lead. because it was black and it wasn't white. He fucking cried over it. Oh, I don't want that. And there was a stain on the top where the animal glue had come through. Oh, I don't want that. There's a stain on the top and the power leads the wrong colour. I just fucking said to her, I said, well, I'll tell you what, mate. I says, fuck you. And I haven't spoke to him since. I just said, fuck you. And, you know, because he asked me to get it, I serviced it, did everything with it. It was right as rain, not wrong with it. And even if it didn't have the stain on the top, or if it had the right colour power lead, I think it'd have still made my life fucking difficult. You know. And it weren't even expensive. You know, I won't say what it was, but it weren't expensive. Anyway, so I put it on Marketplace. And a lovely woman called Sue came round and got hold of me, and she was lovely, Susan. Anyway, she was a lovely woman. And she come round, she says, it's from my brother, can I have a look? And her brother was in hospital, he was unwell, and she says, can I do a video, send it to him? I said, of course you can. Anyway, and her brother loved it. She sent him the video. She says, I'll call back. She says, if he wants it, I'll come back Monday. And she did. She came back Monday and she bought it. Never argued with me over it. Just said, there, there's the money. And she picked it up and took it. I think I put it in a car for her. But I think I carried it to the boot of her car. You know, she'd already seen it working on the Saturday, so she knew it was right. And, you know, I thought, well, fuck him, you know. I mean, I think even if it had been right, it'd have made a cunt out of me. So, you know, I'm very reluctant to pick things up for people. I mean, I picked a Pi radio up. I think it was a Pi radio for Paul, a guy from the 60s, and true to his word, after me and Steve had finished with it, you know, we modified the power supply to make it safe, because it was transformerless and had all this stuff in that gets fucking hot on the power supply. So we changed that. We changed it to capacitively coupled, if I remember rightly. And there's videos up there for you to see how we did it. And we made it safe, you know. And yeah, and true to his word, you know, he came down. When he came down, he picked it up and he sorted us out. You know, I told him what I wanted. He knew what I paid. I told him what I wanted after it was done, which was fair, and he paid what I wanted. I didn't make nothing on it, you know, because I don't do it for that. I do it because it's a hobby. It's something I love doing. You know, it's something I'm very passionate about. But, you know, I just felt like he'd made me look a bit of a cunt by wanting this thing and then deciding not to. I don't care if he's fucking watching this and listening to me. You know, I couldn't care fucking less. But at the end of the day, you know, why should the power lead make a difference? You know, why should it? Because it's got a black power lead instead of a white one. Why should it make a difference? And the fact that it's got a stain on the top, of course it had a stain on the top. The animal glue leaches through, because they used animal glue back then, and it leaches through on them. So a lot of them have got stain. I mean, you might get the odd one that doesn't. I just said to him, I said, listen, if you want a mint one, go back to 1960. Get a fucking mint one. And I've not spoke to him since. You know, I just don't like it when someone says, oh, well, can you get me this? And then when you get it, they say, oh, no, I don't want that. You know. So, yeah. But at the end of the day, you know, he decided to do that. And because he decided to do that, he lost my friendship. Because I don't like being taken for a ride, really. You know, I don't like being made. Well, he didn't take me for a ride. I don't like being made to look like a cunt, which is what I think he did. He did it because he could. Because it wasn't the right lead and it had a stain on the top, and he wanted a record player that was mint. I'm sorry, but they're not going to be mint. But yeah, he bought a radiogram that was full of fucking woodworm. He bought a fucking Decca radiogram that was full of woodworm. He bought two of them, and one of them was full of woodworm, and the other one was nice. It wasn't Anyway, we took the chassis and the deck out of the one that was nice, and he decided to keep the one that was full of woodworm. I don't know why, and he decided to throw the woodworm free one on the tip, and after that we found out it was full of fucking woodworm. I got it out of here, you know. Fucking as soon as I saw them holes in I could see the holes in the motorboard. As soon as I seen them holes in the motorboard, I put the fucking thing. I took the deck and the chassis out. I put the fucking cabinet round the back. I weren't having that in here. I put it round the fucking back and could put a fucking sheet over it. Anyway, fucking my mate Jay offered to treat it for him. So anyway, Jay came and picked it up, and I dragged it back in for Jay to come in and examine it. I don't think there was any worm alive, and I think it was all dead. But anyway, Jay picked it up. That's true, psychedelic, they are, you know. I mean, I don't care, mate. I mean, as long as it's safe and it's working, if I buy it working, as long as it's, you know, if I buy something like that realistic, like that Technics tuner amp I bought the other week, which I've not shown you properly yet, will do. I haven't shown you it properly yet. Anyway, basically, I bought that for 100 quid, and the guy said it had been serviced. I wouldn't have given a fuck what colour power lead it had. You know, if it said, oh, I've changed the lead, it's a black one that was on it, I've put a green one on it, or a purple one, I wouldn't have given a shit. You know, you don't, do you? You just don't. You don't give, you know, you just tend not to give a shit. I wouldn't give a shit, really. I mean, at the end of the day, guys, you know, we fucking, you know, this stuff's old. You know, and a lot of it used fucking speaker or bell wire for power leads. Some people, I've heard it called suicide cable before today. You know what I mean? And it was unsafe back in the day, because the regulations that are in place today didn't exist then. You know, they only existed after people's houses started catching fire and people were getting electrocuted for using these bloody things. You know, and I heard from me, I put a 3-core cable in them. If they've got an isolation power transformer in them, which most of the ones I work on have, because I don't like working on them if there's no transformer. I don't feel, you know, it doesn't sit well with me, you know, with the neutral going to deck to ground in case somebody connects the plug, decides they want to wire the plug the wrong way around. You know, but if I do one of them for somebody, I always change the power cable and I put a colour-coded cable in, and I wire the plug myself, and it gets a 3-amp fuse, and, you know, to some degree I can guarantee it's safe, as long as you don't go inside and prod about. And that's why these things have plastic fucking knobs on them, because you could get a shock off the fucking knob shaft, you know, off the control shaft. That's why they have plastic knobs on them. But like I say, folks, I don't care as long as it does the job. You know, I've got some bad news for you guys. I've got some bad news for you guys. You've had me all day. You got me again tonight. I'm back again tonight with the usual Wednesday live. I just wanted to play a few of them George Formby on that to see how it sounded, and to play a few for you guys, because I don't want to do it I won't play records at a certain time at night because young Tommy's in bed. Gone 7 o'clock, I keep it quiet. I think it's when you get those that they think about is money and not friendship or good terms. Well, that's right, except yeah, you know, people, well, like my mate Richard said, or Rick as I call him, from UKCB Servicing, he's just serviced a Regentone, or Regentone as Rick calls it. He just serviced a Regentone tabletop radiogram I did the BSR changer for him last week, if you remember, guys. Was it last week or the week before, sorry. I did the BSR changer for him and he came and collected it. He don't waste your time. You know, I've known Rick way before we ever went on YouTube. I knew him in the early 2000s because I did some jukebox work for him. Because I had a website and I didn't bother with YouTube, and I think he was thinking about it because he was asking me if there's any way of making video cameras stay on, Sony camcorders stay on, with no tape, you know, without them being on record, because a lot of them go off after 5 minutes. But all the ones I've got don't, they all stay on. If they're on battery, then they time out and go off, but they don't. I don't run them on the battery. I run them on the power supplies, and they're on 24/7. And they don't go off, and his don't either. But we was talking on the telephone about that. But I did some jukebox work for him, and then I found him on YouTube. I thought, hang on a minute, I recognise that voice. So I says to him, I said, did I do some I said, are you the same Richard I did some jukebox work for a good few years back in the early 2000s? He said, yes, I am. He said, that's very true, you did. You know, and, you know, at the end of the day, you know, cool, I thought you were going away for a hard, well-earned break to the West Indies. No, I'm a fuck. I'm not going to the West Indies. I'd like to go to Ireland. I wouldn't turn a West Indies holiday away. You know, because I'm keen to explore other cultures, apart from French. I don't want to go to France. That's just like going to fucking Blackpool, innit? It's only over the road. Well, across the channel, innit? It's only going over the road, that, innit, really, to France. I've got nothing against the French, I just don't want to go there. I'll tell you where I do want to go, and it could be argued. This is a contradiction, it could be argued, this. I do want to do Ireland. I would love to go to Southern and Northern Ireland. I would love to do both the North and the South. Because I just love the Irish people. I love the Irish people. I love Irish music. You know, I just love the way of life that they have over there. I mean, like I was saying the other day, you know, I was watching a programme about this pirate radio station in, I think it was in Belfast. It got busted, and after the court case, they got all the mixers and turntables and stuff back. They never got the transmitter back. And at the night time, the coppers that had been caught in the afternoon, they had been caught in the morning rather, they were in the pub having a drink with them at night. You know what I mean? The guy said, he said the police that had us in court, he said they come in the pub and we was having a drink with them when he got off duty. You know, he said they come in the pub and we was all sat there having a drink and having a right crack. It was a good. He said we got the equipment back apart from the transmitter. He said they come and had a drink with us. You know, I mean, that's, you know, I'd love to go there because it's just a nice place. You know, they don't call it the Emerald Isle for nothing, do they? I just had a mad thought of you, Andy, sipping a pina colada under a palm tree. Well, I'm glad that was a kind of a mad thought because you could have had another one, couldn't you? Yeah, we won't go there, will we? But yeah, yeah, I would love to go. I would love to visit places. The only thing is, I don't really like aeroplanes. You know, if God had intended me to fly, He would have given me wings. You know, mind you, that being said, I used to ride a motorbike, but I don't have wheels. But you know, I just find it. I don't know. I've never been in an aeroplane, so I'll probably love it. I don't know. You know, I don't know. I don't know. I wouldn't like to go on a ship. Especially after that last one, it got that fucking rat or mouse disease on it. I wouldn't want to go on a ship. If I was given the option of going on a ship or flying, I would fly. I definitely would, guys. I've never been on a plane. No, I haven't, Julie. Honestly, love. I'll tell you what I would love to try. I'd love to try an helicopter. You know, one of them with the glass domes on them that you can see through all round. I'd love to go up in one of them. I don't care how scared I feel or how worried I am. I'd love to go up in one of them. It'd be worth risking everything. I mean, it'd be worth. You know. I mean, if he went upside down, the shit would probably drip out my collar, but it'd be worth it. A real pint of Irish Guinness, absolutely, yeah. You know, but I definitely want to go there before my days come to an end, and I'm always saying that, I do. You know, I would have loved to have gone and visited, God rest his soul, I would have loved to have gone and visited Racing Demon Mike. I would have loved to have gone to see Mike and met him in person. I used to speak to him every Tuesday or Wednesday just before tea on the telephone. I used to ring him up or he used to ring me. And he sent me some stuff down. He sent me a power supply and a load of other stuff. You know, he was a very good Patreon to the channel. You know, but I liked him. Not because he gave me stuff. I liked him because he was a decent guy. He was a nice fella. I remember once he sent me a load of Cadbury's cream eggs. And they were all out of fucking date and mouldy. He didn't know. Bless his soul, he didn't know. You know, he didn't know. And I said to him, I had to bin him. He said, oh, I'm sorry. He says, I bet that was a real disappointment. You had to throw them away. I said, it was actually, yeah. You know, but I mean, I'm not a big lover of them anyway. But yeah, I'd have had a few. I'd have given most of them to Christine or my daughter. But yeah, I had to bin them. I mean, Mike didn't know that. He just thought they were okay. And he sent them over. Yeah, God rest him. If there's a God, that is, you know. But he was a really nice fella. And like I say, it's not because he was a good Patreon to the channel. He was a nice fella, you know, in general. You know, I used to speak to him regular. He was. The reason why they called him Racing Demon, I thought because he was into motor racing. It wasn't. It was horse racing. And he said to me on the phone, he says, I don't know where my luck comes from. If anyone had the luck of the Irish, he had the luck of the Irish. He won more than he lost. Because he said to me, he says, if I win, he says, Andy wins. And, you know, he was, you know, yeah, he was just a gentleman, he was. I mean, like, there's another one I need to dig out scrap amplifier for him and get it out to him. Another one who I know called Martin Warner. You know, if you look up the definition of gentleman, you'll see Martin Warner. That's what it'll say in the dictionary, or at least that's what it should say. Or Mike Racing Demon, one of the two. But you know, Martin Warner's another proper gentleman. He's a lovely fella. He's been here twice. I speak to him on the phone regular, and I sent him a couple of service manuals last week, but I need to dig out that scrap amplifier. And he's already covered the postage for it, so you don't have to worry about that. I just said cover the postage, because I got it off him in the first place. He sent it to me, but I nicked the on-off switch off it because I wanted it for me. I wanted it for me solid state Clark and Smith. So I nicked the on-off switch, but the rest of it's complete, so it can go back to him. And he's got one he's working on. In fact, he got into doing record players as a direct result of my YouTube channel. I did that music centre for him, that Sharp SG 400, I think it was. Yeah, Harvey is quite interested. No, Harvey watches. He does watch because he tells me what I've been talking about, because he mentions certain things. Harvey is very interesting, but I think he's trying to chat up a bit of fluff in Surrey or somewhere. He's after a bit of he's got his eye on a bit of fluff. Ain't you, Harvey, you dirty old goat? Yeah, he's got his eye on a bit of fluff. So, you know, you can't blame him. You know, you can't blame him if he's still got it in him. I mean, he's like 67, Harvey. But if he's still got it in him, why not? You know, why sit there and suffer? You know, if he can still, you know, do the business, if you like. he's been chatting this girl up, and he said she's lovely. He says, and yeah, so he's been chatting this girl up. Haven't seen the Chipmunk 2008 on your channel, Andy, for a while. No, he came on a couple of weeks. He came on a couple of weeks ago, Julie, and he said that he was having trouble getting notifications of when I'm live. But he did come on a couple of weeks ago. About 2 or 3 weeks ago, he came on one of the live streams he came in on. So he does. I think he does if he spots it. But a lot of people tell me they have trouble with getting notifications, and I mean, I don't with other people, but I must have missed that. Sorry, no, don't apologise. That's okay. But I think this video today, I think that'll get its fair share of views. I'm surprised that Paul didn't come in, a guy from the 60s. Good point, Jules. He seems a cool, decent. Yeah, he is. He is a decent chap, Martin. Yeah, I've had stuff come from him. He sent me a transistor checker. An old vintage one. It's an ornament, really, but I restored it, and it didn't work when I restored it. So that's all right, because it's a nice bit of workshop art. It just sits on the shelf in the workshop. It's a bit of workshop art. So I'm cool with that. I made it look more presentable, and I think he fished it out of a bin at work or something. He was saying, don't get my Andy Cook's notifications sometimes. Well, by the way, for Saturday's Andy Cook's, Andy Bakes even, I might change it to Andy Cook's, because I'm going to do more than just baking, so I might change it to Andy Cook's. That's a good change, actually, Julie. I might change it to Andy Cook's. Anyway, that's a good suggestion, even though it wasn't meant to be, but that's a good, I might do that. That's something worth considering. What I'm doing on Saturday, guys, I'm doing a lasagna, because we're having lasagna for our tea. I've got my Pyrex bowl, that's a Pyrex dish that turned up, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to make a lasagna. I'm going to make a lasagna, but I'm not going to make the sauce from scratch. I'm going to use the ragu for the sauce, but we are going to be putting proper mince in there, and a bit of onion, stuff like that, and maybe a bit of basil, a bit of garlic, maybe give it a bit of a hint of pepper, yeah. So that's probably what we're going to do. That's what we're going to do Saturday. We're going to make a lasagna, and I don't need a menu for that. What I generally do for my lasagna, I buy lasagna sheets, pasta sheets, and what you do, you soak them in warm water so that they go soft. And once they go soft, you lay them on. You just put them on in layers. You put a layer of meat, then a layer of them. Then you put another layer of meat, another layer of them, another layer of meat, and another layer of them, and then you pour your sauce on the top. And what I like to do is cook it, and then after I've cooked it, pull it out, throw some parmesan and mixed parmesan and cheddar cheese on the top, and then throw it back in again. Lovely. Are you going to mash your own potatoes? What, for a lasagna? You don't put spuds in a lasagna. Oh, right, you were thinking of cottage pie for some reason. Strange reason, yeah. I do mash my own spuds. I did go lazy at one time, as I used to buy that frozen mash, but, I've decided that I don't eat that shit because I don't know what's in it. As you know, there's potato somewhere in it, but you don't know what else has gone in there. So already an Andy Cook's channel. Already an Andy Cook's channel, Andy. Andy Bakes is all. I'll leave it there then. I'll just leave it as Andy Bakes. There would be an Andy Cooks, wouldn't they? Well, I'll leave it as Andy Bakes. Yeah, cheers for checking out for me, Julie. You know, but that's what I like about this channel, the sort of group that we get on here, you know what I mean, the sort of people that we get. You know, we get people that actually help you out, you know, which is great. But yeah, we'll leave it as it is then. That's cool with me, you know. But I don't mind you guys giving me input, because it helps me improve things, you know. I wasn't happy at that fucking idiot that said that behind me cooker was all food fat, but it wasn't. What it is, it's actually where the convection has come up from the grill and the oven, mainly the oven. Because I haven't used the grill on this cooker yet. I don't even know if the grill works. I would imagine it does. Can't see a reason why it won't. But the grill on this cooker is still a virgin grill, and even the people that had it before me didn't use the grill, because it's absolutely mint in there. It's spotless, and I mean spotlessly clean inside the grill pan, the wire rack, everything. There's nothing, because they go black after a bit, them wire racks. But I've not used it yet. I might use it tonight. I might have cheese on toast for my supper. What I generally do there, I do my toast in the toaster, then pull it out like the grill and shove it under the grill, because you can't really put the cheese on and then put it back in the toaster. It doesn't work. So that's what we're going to do for my supper tonight probably. But yeah, we're doing a lasagna, but it's going to be done on the quick, because it's going to be done with ragu sauce. What I generally do is mix it. I generally fry the mince, drain all the fluid off the mince, the oil and water and shit off the mince, and then what I generally do then is mix the ragu into the mince and put anything else I want to put in at that point, like maybe a bit of extra chopped onion and a bit of extra garlic or something, or you know, I've got a couple of old sweaty socks under there, throw them in. You know, whatever I want to put, I'm just kidding, whatever I want to put in, I'll do it at that point. And what I do, like I say, I moisten my pasta sheets, just put them in warm water. My sink's spotlessly clean, so I can put them in my sink. I don't have a worry about putting them in my sink, because my sink's spotlessly clean. So I'm perfectly happy to do that, and just put some warm water out of there. I wouldn't use warm water out of the tap, but I will use warm water out of the kettle and just leave them in the sink for a few minutes, because they've got plenty of room then. And then just when they've gone a bit soft, just, you know, once they've gone a bit soft, just put them in, put them in layers. Then the one here is crap, they never seem to stick up quicker, eh? Oh, what's your Aldi like? Yeah, the one here is crap, they never seem to stock up quick enough. Yeah, the one here is not so bad, to be honest. I mean, Christine went in there last week, she bought a fucking cake. I said, what'd you buy a bloody cake for? I said, bake a cake. You know, a sticky toffee cake she bought, which is in the fridge. I said, I can bake a bloody cake, you know. I don't have to buy stuff like cakes and biscuits. I do buy biscuits, but I don't have to buy cakes, because I can bake a cake in about half an hour. And me. But at the end of the day, guys, yeah. Well, I'm glad you all enjoyed the George Formby. Didn't it sound good on that deck with them speakers and the amp? You know, when you consider that they were designed to be played on a wind-up gramophone. But when all said and done, you know, I'm after another 10-inch record case. Well, actually, I'm after about 2, because I'd like to replace this one. It's fucked. It's from the 1950s, this one. I got it for free. I bought a record player from a guy in Stockport from an old antique shop called The Hole in the Wall. Someone left the cake out in the rain. Yeah, MacArthur Park, and he'll never get that recipe again. The Barron Knights did a piss take on that called Arthur Clarke. You know, Arthur Clarke, the gardener in the park, he has a patch of ground and he grows his daffodils. Yeah. I can't remember how it all goes. Arthur Clarke, the gardener in the park, he has his patch of ground and he grows his daffodils. But yesterday somebody wandered in and took out all his tools and he wasn't very thrilled. So, and then he says something like someone left his rake out in the rain. And they left his rake out in the rain. Yeah. Yeah. MacArthur Park, it is a good song, isn't it? You beat me to it, Andy. Yeah. Yeah. Arthur Clarke by the Barron Knights. I've got it on I've got it on the Barron Knights 27 side splitters. Yeah. I'll tell you what, nobody was safe with them, were they? They had to go at everybody, didn't they? But in the nicest possible way. You know, it was all done in the nicest possible taste, wasn't it? You know. I'll tell you what I am after, and I can't find a copy of it anywhere. Call Up the Groups 2. Call Up the Groups 2 was... it was basically taking the piss out of Saddam Hussein. I know I said that insane, but Saddam Hussein, I call him Saddam Insane. Hey, you know what Saddam is backwards, don't you? Fucking mad ass. Yeah. What the Four Tops cover? What Donna Summer did, MacArthur Park. I don't know whether the Four Tops did. What? Where is it?
Put it in the gate.
Right, we'll put it in the put it in the hallway.
In the hallway now.
Right, I don't know why they do that, because she tells them to leave them here, and the door's open.
I don't think it was Paul.
Right, because Paul wouldn't have left it behind the gate, he knows. Now do me a cold drink, Christine. My throat's as dry as a nun's crotch.
Fancy chips and egg.
Yeah, I'll do egg and chips for tea. Yeah, but the Barron Knights. Yeah, the Barron Knights. I might play it for you later, actually. Yeah, they left the rake out in the rain. Yeah, MacArthur Park. Yeah, Donna Summer did. Yeah, hello. Who doesn't? She was the queen of disco, weren't she, Donna Summer? I mean, yeah, I could have licked 6 inches off her. She was gorgeous, weren't she? I think she's not with us now, is she, Donna Summer? May she rest in peace if she's not with us. Don't think she is now. Yeah. Yeah. Russ Abbott did a parody, I think the correct word is, of the Four Tops. He called it the Four Bottoms.
Laura's not coming over for tea.
Right, okay. They called it the Four Bottoms. He called it the Four Bottoms. And they took it, YouTube took it down. It were funny as fuck. And YouTube took it down.
Yeah.
I've got it. So we know what we're having for tea, guys. We're having chopped up root vegetable and chicken ovulations. Hot stuff. She certainly was, mate. She certainly was. She was a darling, weren't she? The Queen of Disco. She was known as the Queen of Disco. I mean, everybody else did disco, but they didn't do disco the way she did it. Yeah, she was the Queen of Disco, because I do like disco music. I mean, I was a kid during the disco era, and I thought disco, because I had a cousin who was into it, R. Martin. He was into disco music. He was into that kind of thing, and I had lots of friends that were into it. you know, into disco music. And I knew this woman. I used to knock around with these two lads, and their mother, they were called Tony and Clifford, and their mother was a Caribbean woman, if I remember rightly. And she was as cool as anything. She was lovely. You know, you go into her house, you say, yeah, hello Andy, and you come to see Tony and Clifford. She says, would you like a glass of orange and a biscuit? You know, that kind of thing. And she had a lovely music centre and she used to put this music on. You know, this Caribbean music and Donna Summer and all sorts, you know. Yeah. Want her album Bad Girls. Yeah, you know, she was fucking brilliant, Donna Summer. I mean, there's no getting away with that, is there? There's no getting from it. I mean, she really was. You know, other people did disco, but she was the queen of disco. Nobody did it the way she did. She was fucking brilliant. Yeah. They used one of her songs in the Full Monty, didn't they? Hot Stuff. Yeah, they're all stood there in the Dole office waiting to sign on. It was playing on the fucking radio, wasn't it? On the music system in the Dole office, and all stood there, fucking dancing to it, fucking trying to dance to it like in front of other people, and they're fucking moving it. Yeah, fucking. And the woman said to that black fella, didn't she? I can't remember his name. She says, you done any work in the last 2 weeks? He says, no. She said, that's not what I've heard. Because they all got caught in that fucking warehouse by that copper, didn't they? Yeah, they all got caught in that warehouse. Yeah, they all got fucking arrested, and it was recorded. And the coppers are at it to that fucking Robert Carlyle, the one who played Gary. He said, yeah, you're too fast. He says, am I echoes? Like, they said, yeah, you are. You're moving too quick. He said, you're ahead of yourself. You know. Yeah. I thought that was a fucking brilliant film, The Full Monty. I mean, it's just typical what a couple of English guys, a few English guys would actually get up and do, isn't it? It's like Last of the Summer Wine. You know, I want to be like that when I'm in my 70s, if I get there. I want to be like that. You know, walking about with a couple of my old mates and, you know, just doing nothing but just bumming about all day. Walking about and just generally being a pain in the arse. Bad Girls is her ultimate disco album. It goes quite expensively on eBay on vinyl. I think it came out in '79. Let me have a quick look. Yeah, let me have a quick look. I haven't got it, guys, but I wish I had. I haven't got that album, but we're going to see if we can find it. See if it's up there. There we go. Bad Girls, did we say it was called? Let me have a quick look, guys. Bad Girls. Get the tea on soon. Bad Girls. Bad Girls. We'll put it in Google and that'll take us to eBay if it's there. Right, there was a programme called Bad Girls as well, and it's coming up with that, Bad Girls. Yeah, I want Donna Summer. Donna Summer, Bad Girls. Yeah, that's it there. Studio album by Donna Summer. Yeah, is there a copy of it on Fleabay anywhere? It's on Spotify if you want to listen to it on that. But we don't. We want to get the album if we can, don't we? We want to find the album, see how much. Yeah, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna copy that because it's not taking me to Fleabay. Copy. Now let's go to Fleabay. eBay. Yeah. Yeah, because I'd like to listen to that actually. So see how expensive it really is. Bad Girls, Donna Summer. Search. Yeah, there's one there, Bad Girls. Incredible value and free shipping. Is that a 7-inch single or is it over 70 minutes of music? 1991, that's a CD, bastard. Don't want a CD. Let's add the word record or vinyl. Record. It should tell us somewhere. On vinyl records, there we go. We don't want fucking... Bad Girls a single, that's a single, single, oh, singles. Got to be careful, you know, you could end up buying a fucking single. 12-inch single. Yeah. Single. What's that one? Donna Summer Bad Girls LP. Bad Girls LP, excellent condition. Ah. I'm not going to say how much it is, but I'm going to get in there before you do, Psychedelic. I'm buying that at that price. Is it free postage? It is. I'm buying that. I'm buying that at that price. I'll tell you how much it is in a second. I'm just going to pay for it first. Can I get a coupon? No, fuck it, I'll just pay with PayPal. There we go. Got it. Got it. That wasn't a bad price. I'll tell you all in a minute what I paid. And I'm quite happy to pay that, to be honest. To get an album that I want to listen to. If I don't like it, I'll flog it to you, Psychedelic. Which I will like it, because I like Donna Summer. So, yeah, there we go. Right, anybody want to guess? Yeah, well, I found it. It is an LP. It's definitely an LP. Right, anybody want to guess how much I paid? Go on, take a few guesses before I tell you. Go on, guys, have a bit of fun with me. Take a few guesses how much I paid. And the record looks in pretty good condition. I expect a bit of imperfection. £15. Hey, you're not far wrong actually. It was £14.99 with free postage. So that wasn't bad, that. Have you just checked that up? But yeah. 1999 says Julie. No, £15. The closest so far is Psychedelic. Yeah, it was $14.99, guys. $14.99 for all that record. How about that, eh? You know, that's going to be a nice record. I'm going to enjoy listening to that. Yeah, always type in LP. That's true, that. Yeah, Psychedelic, yeah. Yeah, so did you just guess that, or did you check it up and see there was one there for $14.99? But yeah, I mean, I think I might have paid 20 quid. But it would have to be in really mint condition for me to do that. But I probably would have done. But for 15 quid, yeah, I'm happy with that. We'll have a listen. We'll have a review of that when it comes. So yeah, I'm happy with that. I'm a bit sorry you came in today now, Psychedelic, because you made me spend some money. Yeah. Yeah, fair flipping play there. And yeah, I think I saw that listing a couple of nights ago. Yeah, I do like Donna Summer, you know. I do like, I've not got a lot of her, but I do like her. I've got a few singles that she's done, and but yeah, I'd like to listen to that because there's probably stuff on that I've never heard. So I think I'm in for a bit of a treat. Anyway, guys, I'm going to leave it there because I'm going to put our tea on. Christine, where are you going?
I'm going to check that parcel, see if it's yours, Andy.
It's not mine. Well, bring it through here. Let me read the name on it. Christine. Bring it through here. Let me read the name. I'm going to get our tea on in a minute. Let me have a look.
It was in the gate.
It's not mine. I haven't ordered that. I know what it is. It'll be clothes. Yeah, Courtney. It's not mine. I haven't ordered any clothes. That's clothes that's in that because it's soft. Probably should have bought that. Well, it's a bit late now. That's like closing the stable door after the horse is pissed off, isn't it? Yeah, I definitely got it. I definitely at that price, you know, because you don't see them at that price. I mean, you don't see old records, really good ones, you know, at that kind of price. I mean, so when somebody does put one on at that price, you've got to buy it. You know, I mean, the CD versions are always going to be like 10 quid, 8 quid, less and even less. They're always going to be cheaper CDs, but we want the vinyl, so we're always going to pay a little bit more. You're going to pay a bit of a premium for vinyl. You're always going to do. You know, it's the way things are. If you want a certain record, I mean, I've got Queen's Greatest Hits too, and I paid £30 for that or thereabouts. I paid £30 for that, and it's on 80 gram vinyl. I think it's 80 gram, somewhat daft like that. It's fucking thick, and it's fucking heavy. So I bought that because I wanted it. I've got it on CD, but I wanted it. You know, but yeah. So we'll have a look at that when it turns up. We can get it in the next few days. Yeah, and we'll see how it is. Yeah, it's a single album. It looks like a double because they're taking the photograph of the two sides of the record side by side. What they've done, take a photograph, flipped it over, and put. Let me just go back on. I'm going to get off in a minute and get our tea on. Here we are, purchase history. eBay. It is only a single album, single record. I believe so. See original listing. The record actually does look nice. Oh no, it could be a double album. That could be a double album, that, guys. Yeah. Looks as though it's got a bit of dirt on it, it'll clean. Christine, is that you making that funny noise? Oh. What was? What fart? Who did? When? The records are in excellent condition, which I hope the pictures show. Only a few superficial hairline scratches. You expect that. Yeah, so the records, yeah, it's a double album, that. The cover has some edge-related wear, but no rips or tears. No, we're not going to play the cover anyway. We only want the record. So yeah, you expect a couple of hairline scratches, of course you do. I mean, it's been played, you know, but them records look really nice. It's a double album, that. It is. It's a double album. I thought it was a single album, and they'd. One looks like it's a 12-inch, but it's a double album. It's not. Hang on, I'm trying to get a good view. No, it's a double album. Yeah, it's a proper double album. Yeah, well, how about that, eh, guys? That's a bargain, isn't it? Yeah, it's a double album. That's a bargain. Yeah, Pie Records, yeah. Yeah, it is. It's Casablanca Pie Records, isn't it? Yeah, it is. It is a double. I thought it was a single and they'd photographed and put the photographs next to each other for the video, for the listing. But no, it does say it has a couple of airline scratches. Of course, they're not going to be perfect. It was made in 1979, for fuck's sake. What, you can't expect it to be perfect, and you shouldn't. Even if people say that they're mint, I don't even take that as gospel. But as long as it's not fucking crackly, and it interferes with your listening pleasure, or you're halfway through and it makes a big pop because it's just a fucking pothole in the record. As long as you don't do that, I'm happy with them. They're old records, and they've probably been played with a ceramic cartridge at some point. It's alright. Mind you though, guys, most people who bought records by the likes of Donna Summer, like that Caribbean woman I was just talking about, my childhood friend's mother, they had a decent stereo, so people that buy stuff like Donna Summer, they're going to have a good choice in record players anyway. So it probably played with a magnetic cartridge at some point, but it could have been played with a ceramic. But even so, as long as the weight's right and the needle's right, that shouldn't make any difference. But yeah, you get a few airline scratches. I've bought new records. I've actually had brand new records have been scratched. I'll tell you who else has as well. Andrew, what's his name, from from Parlogram. I can't remember his last name. He does the Beatles channel, the I keep saying not Plusagram. Parlogram auctions. Andrew, I can't remember his name, but he got one. He bought a John Lennon album, a brand new John Lennon album, and it was scratched. My Queen album doesn't sound that brilliant, considering it's on 80 gram. But that being said, they don't put the effort in like they used to do. It's acceptable, but I expect it to be a bit better than what it is. But you have to remember, they don't really give a shit these days. Just because it's on nice thick vinyl doesn't mean to say that it's a brilliant recording. Because, where did they get the recording from? Probably got it from the fucking CD or something daft. You don't know, do you? But, I've got a copy of Chitty Chitty Bang Bang soundtrack, the original, that was released by United Artists. And you want to, if you haven't heard that, you want to get that and have a listen. You've got a bargain, Andy. Once you have it, you'll never let it go. I call that a bargain. Yeah, I agree with you there. Sorry guys. I forgot I was on camera and I just picked my nose. Because my nose was itchy, I just shoved my finger right up my nose, Christine. Yeah, in front of everybody. Yeah, I know, pardon me guys. It's a good job I didn't eat the fucker, innit? I don't do that, by the way, guys. I'll tell you what I used to do when I was in school. I used to pick them, lick them, roll them up and flick them. Pick it, lick it, roll it, pick it, lick it, roll it, flick it. I used to flick them at the teacher. Do you remember Mrs. Stockton, Christine? Yeah. I used to flick them at her. She got assaulted by my boat. No, she wasn't. How could she be married to Mr. Fielding if she was called Mrs. Stockton? She'd have been called Mrs. Fielding.
One got married to Mr. Fielding.
Yeah, I know, I don't know who that was, but it weren't Stockton. Because she was called Mrs. Stockton. She weren't called Miss Stockton, she was called Mrs., which implied she was already married. Anyway, yeah, she fucking... Yeah, she fell victim of my bogies many a times. I was about 12. Yeah, 12 coming up for 13. Yeah, she fell victim of my bogies many a times. And I was dead accurate, you know. I used to flick them and they used to hit the target.
Oh, do you want meatballs and...
No, I'll have egg and chips. Fucking hell, Christine. I don't fancy meatballs with chips. I might have them with mash one night. We've already decided what we're having.
egg and chips?
Yeah, chips and egg or egg and chips. I'm going to do it in a minute, Christine. Let me finish on here. Right, guys, listen, I'm going to let you go because I need to go and feed the animals. I'm only joking. Yeah. Yeah, I need to go and feed Christine and myself. And there was me thinking you were having a Chinese on toast. No. I'll tell you what I might do on toast one day. I've seen it done on that horrible channel. That woman who can't cook. What's her fucking name? I can't remember her name. I think it's Kay Cooks or something fucking that. And she ain't got a bloody clue. But she did pizza on toast, and what she did, she put some tomatoes on bread. I don't think she toasted it first, and I didn't watch the full video, I'll have to. But I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do, guys. I'm gonna order some tomato puree. I'll get some tomato puree. Probably be for next month. I'll get some tomato puree, and what I'll do, because you got to put tomato puree on a pizza. And what I'll do, I'll toast the bread, and I'll get some pepperoni or salami or something. I'll get some Parmesan cheese and stuff, you know, some mozzarella and stuff. You know, and we'll do pizza on toast. That'd be an interesting one, wouldn't it? Toast the bread and then put the stuff on and just sit there and eat it. That'd be an interesting one, wouldn't it? Do you fancy pizza on toast, Christine?
Yeah.
Yeah, might do that. We might do that next week. If we get some tomato puree.
You got tomato puree?
I haven't got tomato puree. Tomato puree comes in tubes.
Oh,
I haven't got tomato puree.
well, you can get that at B&M.
Yeah, I know. You know, you just spread it on your toast thin. Get some salami or pepperoni. Put it on to a bit of tomato and stuff. A bit of mushroom, a bit of ham or whatever. Hey guys, it was on the news this morning. This bloke, they found a dead body in Manchester down one of the alleyways. Yeah, apparently he was covered in tomato puree and mozzarella cheese and pepperoni and ham. Yeah, the police reckon he topped himself. Sorry guys. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it. Hey Christine, we go and put the chips on for me because I need the chips on before I do the eggs. Christine, oi,
Yeah?
Brainiac,
Wait a minute, I'm just checking my phone.
put the chips on, but use the chips that are in the bottom of the bottom of the freezer. Don't open a new bag because we've got to use what's in the bottom. I want to get all that stuff that in the bottom. I want to get it all eaten. I took some bread out of the freezer last night. Not last night, this morning. It should be done now. I took it out. It should be defrosted that now. I've put the butter in the fridge, by the way. The margarine, I've put it in the whatever passes for butter. I've put it in the fridge because it's gone too soft. It was that soft it was falling off my fucking knife before I got it to me toast. Because during the winter, guys, I just leave the margarine on the side because it doesn't last long enough to go off. But in this weather, you can't. You've got to move it. But yeah, we'll do pizza on toast next week. How do you fancy me doing that, guys? A bit of pizza on toast, that'd be an interesting one, won't it? You know, just lightly do the toast. Just lightly toast the bread in the toaster so that it's toasted both sides. Spread some, see my finger, spread some tomato puree on like they do with a pizza, and put some chopped tomatoes and stuff and some pepperoni and maybe some ham if I've got some. You know, just the odds and sods. Just throw everything on there. You know, I could probably chop up my old underpants and throw them on there. Just kidding. But no, seriously, guys, I've seen her do it, and the way she did it is not the way I would do it. To understand what I'm saying, type in K Cooks, and you'll see. Yeah, leave something to be desired. I remember the toast toppers. Yeah, well, that was pretty much the same idea, wasn't it, Julie? Yeah, that was pretty much the same idea, wasn't it, honey? And toast toppers. Yeah. Christine! The fucking hell was that? Oh, she's throwing the chips in the fucking pan. Noisy get. Yeah, what I'll do, I'll get the chips going, guys, and when the chips are nearly done, I'll do the eggs that way. That way we won't be eating cold eggs with hot chips. I normally do the cooking, but she can put the chip pan on. Well, the air fryer. Have you turned it on?
No, not yet.
Don't turn it on.
Oh, look, turn it on.
Put it on 20. Just turn the knob round to 20, or just past the 20. It doesn't matter anyway. They won't cook in the length of time I'm going to be on here now. Yeah, they were nice, weren't they? Adding basil in the sauce will make it taste like the real. Yes, that's true. That, yeah. See, I'm always open to suggestions. I wouldn't have thought about the basil. I wouldn't have remembered it.
Right,
but
chips are on under.
right, I wouldn't have remembered the basil. Cheers for that psychedelic. Yeah, But yes, we will put some basil. What we'll do, we'll squirt the sauce out into a jug or something. Put the basil in, add the basil, maybe a bit of garlic, what do you think? A bit of garlic powder, put a bit of garlic in there as well, and maybe a bit of onion and give it a stir, and then spread that on the toast and then add the rest of the topping. Yeah, that sounds like an idea, doesn't it, guys? Yeah, anyway, I'm gonna leave it there. So that's what we're gonna do for not this Saturday, we're doing lasagna. But a week on Saturday we're going to do pizza on toast. But we're going to do it the way that I think it should be done, with the exception of putting some basil in. We're going to put basil in it, kindly suggested by Psychedelic there. So we're going to put basil in it. So I wouldn't have thought of that, but that's what we're going to do. Yeah, dead right. Yeah, absolutely. That's compulsory, isn't it? Yeah, that's compulsory. You know why the Romans never had any pizzas, don't you? Because they never had pizzas in Rome. They had the hamburger. The ancient Romans invented the hamburger, there's a recipe for it, which is a meat pate in between two rolls of bread, which is all to all intents and purposes a fucking hamburger. But they never had pizzas because they didn't have any tomatoes. Because tomatoes come from, I think they come from America, don't they, or South America? I think they come from America, don't they? There's somewhere like that tomatoes come from. They grow anywhere, tomatoes. You want to see the ones in the sewage farm, they grow like fucking football. Fucking like that. Some of them tomatoes. Anyway, guys, I'm going to leave it there. Because we're back in a bit, anyway, we're back about 7 or something. But we might be in the workshop. We might be in the workshop because we're going to go through that amplifier of Carl Stock's. Because, I mean, in all honesty, guys, right, the guy's been very patient with me. Because I've had a lot of stuff on, and I've been ill and stuff like that. I've had things going on in my life. And he's been very patient with me, the guy. So it's time I got onto his amplifier and his preamp and got them done for him. I don't think I have to do much, so, I've got a feeling he's only going to be covering the postage and packing, because I'm not going to have to buy any components, because it's all been done by the look of it. I'm going to test the outputs, make sure they're okay. And I'm going to change some of you might think this is sacrilege, but I don't think it is. I think I'm doing it in the name of safety. I'm taking the bulging connector off and I'm going to replace it with an IEC connector. I've got an IEC connector I can use, so I'm going to put an IEC connector on it because it's safe, and bulging connectors are not safe and they're no longer legal to be used to carry mains. You can't use them anymore for carrying mains voltage because they're not legal. So we are changing that. But I will include the bulging connector and the 2-pin lead that comes with it when it goes back to him. So that if he wants to change it or get somebody else to change it, then it's not my problem. But I'm changing it. I normally ask before I make a modification and get the owner's approval. But in this case, because it's to do with safety, it's a safety issue. I'm not going to ask. I'm just doing it. Anyway, you all take it easy, guys. Like, share, subscribe, buy me a coffee if you want to, and you know, I hope you've enjoyed this afternoon. I've enjoyed it immensely, guys, honestly. I've really enjoyed it. I enjoyed those George Formby records. They've never sounded better. You know, that's the best I've ever heard them. And we'll be doing a part 2 because I've got another load to go through, which need to be put on the table. I don't know what's on them. I've never looked and never tried them. I got them given. In fact, they came from the aforementioned Andrew Oldham before we fell out. And it's a shame we fell out because I liked him and I still do. He was alright. He just didn't like the fact that he, you know, went a bit stuffy over me fucking dance set because he ordered it and then didn't want it, and that really pissed me off. Anyway, guys, I'm going to leave it there. Like, share, subscribe, buy me a coffee if you want to. I will be back. Better than an IEC connector. You could use the same 3-pin connector as a laptop charger on which is less bulbous. Yeah, but an IEC connector, the reason why I'm not, just tell you this quickly, Psychedelic, the reason why I'm not is the hole, for the hole I'm going to use is the same one that the bulging connector is in, and if I put one of them out of a laptop in, it'd be just too small, because they're only just a bit bigger than a figure of 8 cable. It'd be too small, and an IEC cable, just after just making a couple of modifications to where the hole with the Dremel, it will fit, and drilling 2 new holes, it will fit perfect in the plate, and that's why I'm doing that. And the other thing is, if I use a laptop charger lead, if I use that, then them cloverleaf leads are not everywhere. Not everybody's got them. Now, if he loses the IEC cable, they're everywhere. You can get them anywhere. You know, you fall over them. So that's why I'm doing that, Psychedelic. That's why I've decided, you know, to go that route with it. And you know, we'll look at the connections on the preamp as well. But we'll do the power amp first. But you know, it's, you know, as I say, it's probably just going to be postage and packing on this, because I'm not having to pay for any parts, so I won't be billing him for any parts. You know, I'm not going to bill somebody for a bloody IEC, for an IEC socket, you know, that I probably got for nothing in the first place. So I'm not gonna do that. You take it easy, guys and girls, and I will be back later. Yeah, the kettle leads. It's the same thing, innit? I mean, you can get them anywhere. IEC cables are everywhere. I've got hundreds of the bloody things. I'll put one in the box with it when it goes back. You know, and if he loses it, they're easy to find. You know, like them cloverleaf ones, they're a bit more scarce. I mean, they are about now, but they're more scarce. I've got a few of them, but I'd rather put an IEC on. I think it's better. And there's no earth, so I'd like to earth it as well. So we're going to earth it as well. Put an earth in there so that it's nice and safe. Because I think there should be. There's 3 pins on that bulging, but only using 2 leads or 2 pins on the lead, on the plug. And I think the socket's got 3 wires on it, so we're going to earth it anyway. Even if it hasn't, we're going to earth it. Anyway, guys, listen, you take it easy, and like I say, I'll be back later. You all take care, and thanks for coming in this afternoon. It's been great having you in, and we've had a bit of a laugh and some good music. Yeah, we've had a good afternoon. I'll catch you later, guys. Bye for now.